So I do have, as we're back to our normal setup this week, we don't have to do the portable setup like we did last week. And I do have new pads on here. Now, some of them are the same, right? The gunshot's still on there, of course, and the air horn's still on there, of course, and the AO's on there, and the Flex is on there. And, of course, if you guys wanted to send us questions.
You can email us at nerdrageradiomail@gmail.com.
But then there are 3 other new pads, and only one of which I remember what it is. Oh, I remember the other one now too. I don't know which pad is which.
So you're just going to cold call it?
So we're going to cold call it.
Let's go
as we go through.
Oh, as we go through it.
Yeah. I'll try to get it right.
Fucking find out. It's exciting times, man.
Yeah, I didn't do a whole lot.
I didn't do shit. I've literally. I hope we have notes, because I've got I watched one particular show a lot and played one particular video game a lot, and it's not the one you think.
Well, matter of fact, go for it, because Joe got his coffee.
All right. Hey, so For All Mankind, the series on Apple.
I was looking at it and I was like, oh, I can't watch it.
We've crushed 2.5 seasons over the past week.
How many seasons? 6 or some shit like that?
It's 40 episodes.
It's over though, right?
I don't know if it's over.
I thought it was over.
4 is over.
And keep an eye. They offer that shit for free.
Yeah,
all the time.
Like you could probably.
Oh,
you may have a service already. Your phone.
No, they offer it all the time. I just gotta go on my site and download it. That's all.
Okay, I got you. Either way,
I just have to remember. I just did that for something else this week.
The way that show is laid out, it's pretty interesting. It starts out in like the 60s, the beginning of the space race, and then every season is like 10 years later. So now we're in.
This is one where Russia wins.
Russia gets to the moon first.
Right.
So like the one we're watching season now, they've gone to Mars, but it's like 1996. Right, because technology is advanced a lot quicker, which I guess is great for them because now they can just use regular computers instead of. Can somebody find me an Apple IIe? It's an Apple show, so it's funny they're using these like. It almost looks like a Palm Pilot kind of thing they've got, but it's got video on it, and it's got a little Apple logo.
How did the Russia winning the space race affect the Tetris game at all?
That has not come up. It has not come up.
Blum, blum, blum,
but
blum.
Billings hit me up and had said he had watched it and really enjoyed it too. So it's a bit nerdy on the science stuff if you can get past that, and it does drag a bit. I will say there was a scene. And you follow these same characters, and they I think they've done a pretty good job either de-aging or aging people as they go. So Joel Kinnaman, who played Rick Flag in the first Suicide Squad, all the Suicide Squad movies, I guess. He's kind of the lead actor for all of it. Mm-hmm. And, he starts out, I assumed he was in his 30s because he had been a test pilot like most of the astronauts were in the early time. And now it's, we're 40 years later. But he doesn't, I don't know. Is that what a 70-year-old dude that's been to space half his life would really look like?
Right.
Yeah.
I think if you use space a lot, you're like super frail.
There's a lot of studies out there about what the human body would.
It's not meant for that.
It's not meant for that.
All your bones will become noodles.
Yeah, you basically, you have to stay under some sort of gravity.
Yeah.
So one of the ships they have has spin gravity,
which
spins,
is nice. Yeah,
and that basically means.
And you have to do resistance training and stuff.
Mm-hmm. It's a lot of.
You just turn into one of the Greys.
Oh, that'd be interesting.
And then you go to the mall in Miami.
Dude, what the hell is that about? What was that about?
Good times.
Why not?
That's a mess. I hadn't really done. I went to Pennsylvania for work this week, just like a quick overnight trip. No. It snowed a lot. Like, this is the most snow I think I've seen since I've lived in Maryland. Okay. And the double dip, like snow on snow action.
Oh yeah, the ice on the bottom, snow on top.
Two white girls. I mean, it's that was fun. I went out with the kids a couple of times. We have the hill in the yard, and I told my daughter, I told the kids, all right, first one that we had built a little we cleaned the driveway, so there's a snow pile down by the mailbox. So, we had a little turnaround pad, right? Like where you always park when you pull up. So we had built a ramp there. I'm like, all right, first one that can jump the ramp down there and land on the asphalt gets $20. And it took them about half an hour, but Kennedy did it.
Nice. I
need to give her $20. But it was a lot. It was fun. Kelly was pretty bummed because she was so
out of commission. Yeah.
She can't do anything. Because went to a couple appointments with her about that, and there's nothing you can do.
Did you see the official posting of last week's episode? That I called it Shattered Cocks.
I did. Yes. she hardly listens much anymore, but I showed her that. She's like, well, I want to listen. So she listened to it. So
Nice.
it was approved. Played a lot of Street Fighter.
Hell
Me
yeah.
and Mason have been, and it's like original Street Fighter 2.
Yeah, you were playing that last week as
right.
well.
So our plan is if we see it in the wild, we're going to buy like the cartridge, the the SNES cartridge for like what was the top one, that
Turbo
2
Super Street Fighter Turbo.
Yeah, it's got a lot of names, but the one that's got all the characters.
That's one.
and
It's,
stuff.
Oh, okay. That was,
no, you want a Super? Oh, I don't actually know. You only on the Super Nintendo, right? Not the remaster for the PlayStation.
Right. So I have the PlayStation version.
Yeah, because we did all the art. It's the same game, but they like redrew all the art.
It's more fun on the. I like it more on the. The only thing I wish I had was
A steering wheel?
a stick,
a joystick.
a Joey stick.
Yeah.
For all that.
I use mine for on the computer.
Oh, really? You have a port
I have a
for it?
Kanba. It's a quality brand.
Never heard of it.
We're talking about
is that a
your
brand?
branded fucking
premium
sweaters. Oh, it is. It's nice. The buttons of like original Japanese buttons, man.
I was in the grocery store recently. Me and Kelly were in the grocery store, and she's like, "Can you grab some cream cheese?" And I was like, "All right, do you want the Philadelphia?"
Oh, it's that kind of night.
Yeah, buddy. We're gonna fuck up some bagels, or however you say bagels. How do you say it?
Bagels.
I think I say bagels. Bagel. I put a U. I put a U in there.
They got a creamy hole in the middle. man.
Bagels.
Yeah, you do have a creamy hole in the middle. And I said cream cheese. I said should Philadelphia or the store brand. She's like, cream cheese is one thing you don't skimp on. And just some random lady said, it's true.
I don't even know if like Philadelphia is the best brand, but it's just like
Standard.
The standard.
It is.
That
And
is.
it-
If
and
you
it
get cream
is a-
cheese, is just that's the brand.
Yeah.
Well, all dairy products boil down to the quality of the cream that they use. Like the reason, like, you know, the little pints of like Haagen-Dazs or Ben & Jerry's is more expensive because it's a better quality product,
Right.
than the tub of vanilla. You know that
It's also
I
high.
call it the birthday party tub, right? The bucket.
Yeah.
It's also high fat content usually.
Oh yes, it is, Joey.
I fucking love Rudder's milk because they're PA.
Rudder's.
That's something
yeah,
PA can flex about.
So there's one in.
It's just like it's just drinking heavy creamer.
There's one.
Build a wall
There's
Pennsylvania,
between Maryland and Pennsylvania.
Maryland, Pennsylvania.
It's called the Mason-Dixon line.
Yeah,
It's huge.
I want a Mason-Dixon wall.
It runs across the whole state.
And it's flat up top for a reason.
I'm just kidding.
But there is a Rutter's.
It's a buddy of mine's kind of shtick.
There's a Rutter's in Frederick.
There is? I didn't know that.
It's over Monocacy.
Yeah, it's over near Wegmans, like on your way to Wegmans.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
can make
yeah.
it that way. Yeah.
I mean, you don't have to go there to get their
Or
products.
Walmart.
Unless, like, you can.
Oh, thanks for speaking to my peasant ass. Like I don't know they're next to each other.
We just went to Walmart this morning. Like, they don't sell anything like a regular store don't sell, right? They don't have special Rudder's brand shit.
I mean, they have the milk and stuff, but other than that, it's a gas station.
Oh, okay.
But they do have. Yeah, I did see a lot of Rudder's.
Rudder's chocolate milk is slamming.
It is.
All,
it is-
Rudder, all of Rudder's dairy products.
My when we used to go with my parents to my dad's got some family in Southern Illinois. We'd go up there for Thanksgiving, Christmas sometimes.
That's a place in Southern Illinois.
It is. They actually have a university called the Southern Illinois University.
Is it like the Phoenix
The
University?
Salukis. No, it's a legit school.
Is Phoenix not a school?
No.
Let me rephrase that. Let me rephrase that. It is.
What Lincoln Tech?
It has a physical presence. It has a physical presence. You can go there.
I see buildings in the Phoenix University commercials.
And I'm sure Southern New Hampshire University also has all that stuff. Actually, you can go to Phoenix University, which I think is based in Phoenix. Surprise. And actually graduate if you wanted
That's what I'm saying. They have a building.
to do that. Yeah.
They have a campus.
and in the
question mark?
parking lot, they have they buy a bunch of milk crates and now people stand on them.
I never
they
thought
rank
I'd
you.
be a nurse.
Exactly. So back to chocolate milk.
Yeah.
There's a store in that part of Southern Illinois I think it's called Farm Fresh, and it's literally like there's a dairy that brings them the milk every day.
Oh yeah. There's a lot of
even
places between like here in Ocean City.
Even
that's
the
like
brown cows. I mean, the chocolate milk is phenomenal.
How now?
Did you know there's a large percentage of Americans who think chocolate milk comes from
because a
brown
large
cows?
percent of Americans are fucking idiots.
Oh, you're
Yeah,
right.
there's some that think that a lot of them think that humans existed with dinosaurs too. Let me read that one.
Yeah. That's, kind of made it easy if all you ever watch is Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
Right. I actually been watching football lately. I don't know why. I found it in
Football or American football?
Go Ravens.
Well, both, but I have been watching.
Did we win?
That's
we're in the
Sunday
playoffs. Right?
Oh, okay. I thought Super Bowl was. I don't even fucking.
I don't really know either. But are
Would you like the rundown? Because I've actually been keeping up with the NFL.
You've been watching it for whatever reason.
so Bills and the Chiefs?
The Bills and the Chiefs already happened.
Okay, that happened.
The Chiefs won.
I know.
So there's 4 teams left. It's Detroit's playing the 49ers. And this is the first time. Hey, shout out to our Detroit family.
And Phil.
And
Why
Phil,
don't anyone
and
ever call them-
and Eric B.
Why is Detroit the one fucking team no one ever calls them by their name?
The Lions?
Yeah. Like everyone says Detroit. You say 49ers, but you don't say the San Francisco. And is it San Francisco? Am I
Yes,
wrong?
it's San Francisco.
They don't say like Detroit versus San Francisco. They will say Detroit versus 49ers.
I don't know, Joe.
Detroit is one of those things. You don't hear Lions much.
You don't catch me lying about it, so I'm not gonna lie around on it either. So, this is the first time that Detroit. Correct me if I'm wrong. Whoever's listening, I think it's the first time they've been in the playoffs.
Give us the main teams.
You know, the main teams. So you got the no.
Come on, man.
This is who's left. The 49ers are going to play the Lions, and then Baltimore plays the Chiefs. And those are both on Sunday, and they're playing in Baltimore. So
Who's the favorite for that game?
I don't really know. I don't pay attention to the lines and stuff. By the way, sidebar. This is a great transition here. Have you guys work with people, right?
We do.
Actual human beings. Do you know anybody that you work with, or even outside of
You
work?
like the people you work with.
I prefer not.
Listen, you tolerate those people.
Oh,
right?
yeah. Most of them are very well tolerated.
Do you know? Is anyone in your expanded circle doing the sport betting on their phone?
Oh my God! Tons of people.
It's almost an epidemic, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like
Gambling is an epidemic.
Well, those apps, it makes it so easy. Like I'll be honest with you. I know I'm not the dumbest person, and I'm not very smart either, but I struggle with understanding because I
can bet
downloaded
on
the
those
app.
random shit.
Yeah.
So I was in a bar in Buffalo, me and my coworker, and just sports came up, and the guy who was like the manager of the bar was just kind of bullshitting with us because there wasn't much going on. And he pulls out his phone and starts showing us how he's like, oh, I just bet on, what did he say? He's like, LeBron James.
parlay.
Well, that's how you really win on that shit is a parlay. But he says what he does is he'll say, all right, LeBron James averages, 25 points a game. I'm going to say LeBron's going to score 20 tonight. And then I do that with 4 players. And if they all hit, I take $100 and make $1,000.
It's cool. If you want to
Yeah.
just take the money that you're grinding and working hard for and just throwing it away and giving it to somebody else, cool, man. Good for you.
Well, I mean, there's a fun factor to it of the thrill of victory, the agony of defeat.
there
Right?
is a
I
fun
get
factor
it.
to it.
I don't participate because my luck sucks.
Yeah.
Like again, for
And
me,
I just
it's
don't
the,
feel-
it is the money because I equate money with time. I'm not throwing my time away. I didn't go to work to tolerate work for however many long just to possibly make more money versus.
But would you spend
'Cause
money?
house always
Would
wins.
you spend money to watch a movie for 2 hours?
Yeah.
That's your time, right?
Yeah, that's my
okay.
time.
So a lot of these people,
And it depends how much the money is- how
a
much
lot
the
of these
movie
people
is.
will spend money on betting on a game because they enjoy watching the game all that more now.
And then they get real fucking mad.
And the thing
Or real fucking happy.
What's really funny
that
now-
also happens regardless of the betting.
Right. The marketing for that.
But it's not
these-
usually. Okay, go ahead.
The marketing for these apps, for example, like
I'm sorry. You're too fucking cool to have regular YouTube, unlike the rest of us. You have YouTube Red with no ads.
but
the fucking ads on the gambling is
bro,
ridiculous. I
I
get so
have
mad.
broadcast television. I see them all the time.
All these fucking celebrities with all their money
Exactly.
fucking telling you about how they win money. But I'm like, none of you motherfuckers either A, bet or 2 matters if you lose money. Unless you're just like the Michael Jordan level of fucking gambling or whatever.
So
It's like you're just telling the fucking average person who makes fucking, I don't know, $40,000-$50,000 a year to throw their fucking money away. I can't stand gambling.
I'm indifferent.
Santa Claus, gambling, and shoes.
It's things other people enjoy that he doesn't.
I fucking
If he doesn't enjoy the thing,
they're bad.
he hates it.
They're bad.
That's fair.
No, it's not.
That's fair.
It's not gambling itself. It's what it goes to. Like drugs are cool, but like drugs up to a certain point is not cool.
Right.
No, gambling's the same way.
The gambling's the same way, but like the gambling is an issue.
Listen, I think if you're gambling or drugs, like, hey, I can't pay my bills because I spent all my money on drugs or gambling or both.
That's what it comes down to. It's not really the act of gambling or the act of fucking doing drugs. For me, I think all those categories boils down to addiction. Like addiction bothers me because I deal with that.
I drink coffee every day.
Yeah, I mean, I'm addicted to everything you say. Actually, everything I brought to the table, I'm addicted to.
Spludgers?
Yes.
I mean, they
doesn't
work.
addiction have to be like detrimental to your life for it to be?
I don't think so.
Considered an addiction.
No. Like I'm.
Because then, like, we're addicted to eating it.
That's why there's functioning alcoholics.
Are they alcoholics at that point if they're functioning?
Yeah,
It's interesting.
because they have a dependency. Like I have a dependency on this, right? Like if I don't,
He's holding his vape.
Yeah, if I don't get nicotine, I get headaches, I get moody, I get like that's a chemical dependency. Same for coffee.
If I don't have coffee by like noon, I am a monster.
but
But you can get over it.
I can, but
yeah,
no one.
but that's beating the addiction.
Yeah.
You know, but I'm paying the bills, and you know I'm a decent enough father.
Yeah, I thought part of it.
I'm not setting the world on fire.
I know all their
I
names.
thought part of like addiction, or maybe just like.
Listen, I'm not the one to speak on addiction. I
disease
can get you some people if you want to talk about addiction.
No.
Well, as we sit in the kingdom of plastic crack here, and that is an addiction.
I thought it's rated to how much it affects your day to day, like functioning in your day to day life,
I think that's part of it as well.
and the people around you, basically.
Like,
if you
taking
spend
a
every
shit at
single
work,
last
like
dime you
pre-order
have,
stuff.
I'll tell you what.
on whatever the fuck you feel like, I don't know, cam girls.
Let's get to the bottom of it.
Oh no,
Because there's a guy
Not
who
the
like ended
bottom.
up killing his whole family because he was $200,000 in debt from cam girls. One cam girl. It's people crazy. People
The condition of being addicted to a particular substance, thing, or activity.
Webster? Was it DSM?
Oxford.
Oh, I was
say
talking
Webster.
about DS.
that little dude can't help me out at all, man.
Some of the like the mental illness version of it.
Yeah.
But
It just hurts everybody else is the problem. I don't care if you fucking kill yourself, man. Just like everyone around addicts suffer.
but
Only if the addiction is negative.
Right. That's
Right,
the kind of addiction I'm talking about.
Okay. Yeah.
If you're paying your bills, I don't give a fuck what you do.
Yeah.
You can gamble all your money away. It's fine.
saying that to say, back to football, the Taylor Swift and Baltimore memes have been great.
Yes, they have.
I sent you guys
The
that one
TikTok.
that TikTok of it was and I don't what's that from? Do you know? It's Joe Pesci walking and like down the street in Baltimore. He's like, "What the fuck is this piece of shit?"
It's in casinos.
Is that what it's from?
Casino.
Okay.
Oh, my
I knew,
favorite-
I
my
knew
favorite
you know.
Fuck is this? Yeah, Joe's favorite movie. He knows it. What the fuck is this piece?
And then I saw one more that I thought was funny. It was just
you
obviously
put your fucking feet up on my friend's table, you shit kicking motherfucker, you.
motherfucker. Love it. The other one I saw that really cracked me up was, and it was obviously just somebody just shittily posted her head on this. It was a car, and she was driving it, and there was a squeegee kid. It said, "Welcome to Baltimore, Taylor."
I love she's like looking around like this, and like the guys are doing like those club dances, like those Baltimore club dances. It's so funny.
Or somebody comes up to her and talks the way people in Baltimore talk now.
Yeah, welcome to Baltimore, dummy.
Yeah, dummy. Yeah, it's pretty funny. But, you know, not a lot this week, just a little bit of travel, you know, not doing a whole lot at home. Kelly's still in recovery a bit, so you know.
How's she doing?
It's miserable, man.
Yeah,
She slept in the bed last night for the first time, but most of the time she sleeps on the couch with like her leg thrown up over the top of the couch. It's the only way she can get comfortable.
Ugh.
It sucks. It's just, I hate so much for her. It's just miserable. Anywho, that's really about all for me.
What about you, Yosef?
Did watch some stuff.
Oh, yeah?
Let's see. Hold on.
I'm sure I watched other shit, but nothing of importance.
Sorry. I'm still hung on gambling. Addiction. It's what bothered me. It was the commercials. It's the predatory aspect of things that make people addicted.
Oh, yeah. And I had something there. So, real quick. So, like, Jamie Foxx does. I think
yeah, Jamie
he
Foxx
does.
does. Kevin
Imaging
Hart
you.
does.
So in his ad, it's like make every game just feel as just as important as you know whatever. It's just basically like you can make any of this shit exciting, dude. I have a friend who was betting on freaking Chinese ping pong the other day
That's
just by
not-
playing, looking at the
It's an
odds.
exciting game.
I'm sure it is.
very
but he-
fast-paced.
But he said I didn't look at any of it. I just bet the over and I won.
Just look at the numbers.
Yeah,
I think there's a chance there could be a pad.
I mean, go for it.
It's a nightmare. It's a nightmare.
Nice.
But yeah, it's I mean, just like the commercial that sells drugs or commercial that sells gambling. It's just it's the most downtrodden people that hurt the most when it comes down to,
Yeah.
because they're the people who the most like same with MLMs, pyramid schemes. They prey on the people who needs the money the most, who's willing to do whatever they need to get more money and thereby losing all their money.
Yeah, but I mean, I hear you, but there's a lot of people there that are dumb as fuck.
Yes, they are.
Like
They are. I mean, that's
like,
why they got into it.
And not dumb in the sense of educated versus just dumb in almost like in an entitled way. Like I knew there was something out there for me where I could do minimal effort and rake in tons of money. I just fucking knew it.
People get told that all their lives from childhood.
Yeah, but I don't know if that's a thing. I don't know if that's a thing. I'll be honest.
Everything happens for a reason. If it's meant to be, it's meant to be.
But those aren't the same things. Those aren't the same things. Those are not the same things. Like saying like you're just gonna walk into success. It's just gonna happen for you. I got everybody who I knew growing up was like I was definitely like you could be anything.
Yeah, that
as long as you're willing to bust your ass for it.
But even then, it's not necessarily true. There's a problem.
No, well, it's not untrue either.
Yes, but that's why you don't want to make it a rule.
But it's you
don't want to say if you bust your ass, you can be whatever you want to be because
it's really hard to outclass your class that you're born into.
That too.
You know, it's hard, but it's not impossible.
No, it's obvious.
But you do have to, like there was I think it was Elvis Costello who said like,
is that the skater?
No, he was a musician.
Oh, who was that? I thought that was I thought Elvis Costello was an ice skater.
He had glasses that's similar to Chris's.
Yeah, you know who Elvis Costello is?
I thought.
Anyway, it doesn't matter. He said, you know,
much I know.
You can be anybody can be a professional like artist or musician. You just have to be willing to sacrifice everything else for it. Mm-hmm. And most people aren't. But
don't you know people who sacrifice everything and never gets anywhere?
Not everything. Not everything. You know, they still stay in touch with friends. They still keep. They're willing. They want to keep a fucking roof over their head. They want to. You know what I mean? Like you got to be willing. A lot of those people, when you hear their story, there's always this one moment that like that was it. It was like that fork in the road where like if they'd have zigged instead of zagged, their life would have been completely different. Do you know what I mean? And it's always like on the cusp of some major consequential thing where they could lose it all. You know, but you got to be willing to put it out there. I would have never sacrificed Laura. Never. I could have never left her. You know, like my friends were the same way for fucking better or worse now.
Yeah, but like, I mean, but the thing is, like, even if not just you, anybody do get to that point, then they do sacrifice everything. It still doesn't mean you're gonna have success.
I don't know. I mean, it depends. I think if people stick with it, like I know plenty of people that music they get paid like they were in the music scene, and their life is made off music. Mm. You'll never hear of them. You'll never hear of them.
Yeah, but they made it. I mean, that's success. That's success to me.
Right. But I think when people say success in certain genres, what they mean is like
a star.
Platinum.
Not making a living.
Or a song like Grills, for instance.
Hey, smile for me, daddy.
Yeah, some people don't consider themselves a success. Even to us, they're a success because they're not a star.
Right.
They're not a household name because that's their aim at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But anyway, watch the movie called Love and Monsters on Netflix. Much better than I thought it was going to be.
I've seen that on there.
I've
heard of that movie, yeah.
It's got a very Fallout-y vibe.
It's the sequel to Love and Robots? Is that the other one?
Nope.
No, that's different.
That's different. That's also sex in the love.
Yeah.
And death with the robots.
Love, Death, and Robots.
Love, Death, and Robots.
But no, it's a good enough movie. I enjoyed it. Do you know what? The good enough part is that it's low budget, and I thought it was going to be like a super. Fuck the kitchen table. That's what I just said.
Oh no,
Joe should have like his rankings, right? So we know it's all right. So it's a good enough movie. I think that's your A+.
No, that's my B.
Okay,
that's my B. Yeah,
and then
B minus.
It's pretty good for a Polish slasher film.
That's a C.
Okay, so, we just need to establish
Casino, the best movie I've ever seen, is a D.
Casino's an A, obviously.
No, it's like post-apocalypse where like an asteroid came, right? But we blew it up. But the fallout from all the missiles we shot at it start mutating animals.
Okay.
Specifically insects and lizards.
Okay.
So like they're giant fucking monsters. And then they end up fucking ruining the world. Okay. They destroyed the world. So there's post-apocalypse now and everyone's like in bunkers and shit and they're just, you can't go upstairs because it's wild ass animals. And it follows this one guy who's like not good for much, trying to trek to another bunker to see his girlfriend from 7 years ago that he just found. And
dude, he should build a tunnel like the little Brooklyn situation.
80 miles? I mean, he had 7 years. He could have started sometime. But the effects are good, and I think it comes down to monster effects. I think they nailed it. I think what it is like when we see CG, we always say practical effects is better, right? And CG is not good, but there's some things you can only do with CG.
Agreed.
And there are a lot of things that doesn't look good with practical effects. So in this movie, a lot of the close shots and mixed in are practical effects. And then the farther shots and the bigger monsters is CG, and it's mixed in such a way that it becomes all believable.
I mean, it's not unlike the dinosaurs in the first Jurassic Park.
Yes, the first Jurassic Park. And then it just became
then it
all
became
CG. Yeah, so yeah, that's a good thing to do for better effects and lower budget. But I know the story itself isn't like out of the ordinary. It's a pretty standard story, but it's told well, shot well. I like the characters in it. Yondu is in it.
Okay.
And I like Yondu
Michael
a lot.
Rooker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The characters are becomes likable. They are either all likable or becomes likable, and you care what happens to them. And the world is interesting. So I would, if you like monster movies, or it's not like a horror movie, I don't think. It's an action comedy, maybe. But if you like monster movies, I think it's a great fucking monster movie. And post-apocalypse movie, which two genres I like a lot. I watched Shazam 1 and 2 back-to-back because Krista hasn't watched them.
Okay.
Are you okay? Are you okay?
Am I okay?
Do you need
She wants to watch Black Adam next.
What have you done?
I didn't choose this life. She was like, "Oh, she saw Black Adam on this." She was like, "Do you know anything about it? I heard it's bad." And like, you haven't watched Shazam yet. I think I watched the first one on a plane or something. And she's like, "Well, let's watch Shazam." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And we watched the first one. Of course, she has to watch the second one. And then, if I don't mention him, she might forget about Black Adam. I haven't seen it, but I've heard this bad all around.
I got through
really bad.
It wasn't great.
It was really bad.
Shazam 2 was not good. Shazam 2 was not good. One has charms.
Yes.
The only problem I have is like he didn't spend enough time in the orphanage to care about everybody that much.
My issue is no wisdom of Solomon.
Well, they were supposed to get, yeah. I mean,
They made him an idiot. Because
and
Thor was an idiot.
He was like less of an idiot in the second one, but still kind of
still an idiot. Yeah, he was. I think that was off the pigtails of or piggybacking. That was
Pigtails.
weird. It was piggybacking off of making Thor an idiot in the third Thor film.
Thor.
Probably the Guardians a little bit too.
Yeah. But what was that third one? The one where it was like Planet Hulk or whatever, like
Ragnarok.
And then they're like, oh, well, we can get a guy too, and he could be super strong and have like those sorts of powers and be dumb, and and that's what killed that movie for me. And I do think the first one has charms. I do think there's a serious element to it, like with this dealing with his mother and all that kind of stuff. Like that stuff's cool.
Yeah, that yes,
But
that's what I was saying. I don't think he didn't have enough connection with the other characters at the foster home to have that much connection by the end of the movie. It seems like he was there for like a week, maybe.
Yeah, I think both of those, the second one too, like it's really, for me, it's the end that like I'm like, ooh, like when they, like it's cool that they showed the whole Marvel family, but it does start to seem a little bit like Power Rangers, like the way, you know what I mean, and not in a good way, like in a, you know what I mean. But
because I don't know the character much other than Flashpoint, the cartoon, like it didn't matter to me he was dumb. He was like, oh, he's just a 12-year-old at the time. So 14-year-old in a man's body. So that makes enough sense for me because I don't know about that. I don't know enough that he's supposed to be smart.
Right. See, everybody's like, and this is not towards you, but like, I used to go back and forth with Phil about this all the time, because he's like, well, he's like a 12-year-old in there. And I'm like, yeah, but he's supposed to get like the speed of Mercury, the power of the lightning of Zeus, the power of Hercules, got
like, everything other than.
Yeah. And the wisdom of Solomon is like one of them,
Yeah.
Like, and, and they just like, and I think because that doesn't look as cute on a fucking theater popcorn bucket, they made him a fucking
like if at least because the dude named everything he was giving him, which included the wisdom of Solomon. If they like made it in a scene where like some shit goes wrong and he didn't get that, then that would make more sense.
Yeah.
But he was like giving him the power, and then like he fucking.
But I still would be less interested.
Yeah,
because I will say this that Black Adam movie. There's a fight sequence that he has with the military. It's in the opening half hour or so. Is really well done.
Okay.
Like choreographed well, like feels like DC, doesn't feel like Marvel. Like it feels like the stuff they were doing. And that's all I have good to say about it.
Oh, you said that was about Black Adam?
Yeah.
And that scene is very Snyderish to me.
Yes, 100%.
It's almost like they ask him how to do that one scene.
100%.
Are we keeping these? Not we, because I don't give a fuck. Are they keeping this Shazam Black Adam?
No, I don't think so.
No,
I think
are they gone? Are they
I
done?
think the question is because I think the only one.
The question is the guy with the question mark on his face.
Yes, that's a guy. I think the
girl.
Different times. I think.
Okay. I see. I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
Sometimes.
yeah. The question that I have is because I think Aquaman 2 might be involved.
That
in
came
this.
out recently, right?
Yeah, that it might be involved in this new DC.
It's because
It's that fucking mess.
What I heard was that Momoa was going to be Lobo.
yeah.
New, so I think they deaded it.
See, like I don't. That's the problem. Like when studios are like want to reboot, but they're not willing to completely cut ties, and then it just muddles everything. Just like Transformers.
Yeah, well, I mean, look, that whole everything about that is muddled. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everything about that fucking DC shit is muddled because
They could have. Well, yeah.
because, and I think even when I said like, you know, at least it felt like a DC movie because I think that Snyder did kind of establish what it's going to feel and look like, you know, and it wasn't Marvel. It had its own identity, you know, and slowly it has slipped away from its own identity and sort of become like a following Marvel's footprint.
Yeah, because the second Shazam was like a lot of Thor elements into it because the Greek gods or with gods and realms and shit.
Yeah, and to be fair, like the Greek god shit plays a big part in the Shazam stuff.
Yes, it does. But like you said, with the character the way it is and came out around the same time.
Correct.
It seemed very
Yeah, I agree.
just like Blue Beetle and
And
whatever.
even things like there's, and I know it feels it's just like little weird beats. That first Shazam when the kid runs off the building and jumps off the building and the lightning strikes him and like it's like the gravity takes over of him falling off the building and it kind of goes into the sweep of the flight taking off. That feels like DC, you know, but you know, then plenty of everything else in Black Adam, for instance, does not. And most of Shazam 2 doesn't. And
I'll let you know how I feel about Black Adam when I eventually have the party watch it.
yeah,
Now, watch Escape Plan 2, which is one of those straight to videos.
Have you
Sylvester
seen
Stallone.
Escape Plan 1?
I thought I saw. I thought.
Hold on. Here's the real question. Did you need to see Escape Plan 1 to see Escape
No.
Plan 2? Fair enough.
Well, it's one of those movies.
I believe that.
So much so that I didn't realize I didn't watch Escape Plan 2. Because we watched 1 and another one a while back. Apparently it was 1 and 3.
What?
And 2 just came out on Netflix. We watched 1 and 3 on like some other service.
Oh,
And 1,
okay.
2, and 3 just came out. And we were like, we didn't watch this one. And it's 2.
So did you seem lost at all in the third one?
No.
Okay. All right.
It's one of
Then I
those.
guess it's a
It's
great
Sylvester
standalone
Stallone.
franchise.
It's all about fucking Stallone and or associates being locked away into some special super high tech secret prison, and he breaks out of it.
So what was the name of that series he did with all those?
Escape Plan, Escape Room, Escape
Right,
Plan.
but
good because I was making a note for me to watch it. So
what was it? What's that series? What's that series he's in with all the other old action stars?
Expendables.
So
it's
is it-
similar to that,
Okay, is that the kind of vibe they were going for?
I guess.
Okay,
But that's his job. Like his job is his job is that he's a guy who is really good at seeing security flaws. So they hire him normally to get like into prisons and then try to break out, and he fucking always does.
I remember seeing a trailer for a movie with that.
It's not Tango and Cash, which was good.
Hang on, is Schwarzenegger involved in any of these?
That's the first one.
That's where I know it from, because it was kind of a big deal that these two old farts were making a movie together.
Yeah.
He's just in the first one.
Yes.
And that didn't seem like it
Amos
came
is
out
in the
too-
second one, the one I just watched.
Is it
Amos
really?
from Expanse, yep.
Nice.
And the third one had a bunch of random
Was
Asians.
Chatham? Random Asians.
Yeah, I'm sure they're famous over
Random
in Asia
Asian.
and, like
Interesting.
Chinese is. I think they finance the movie. You know those movies in the beginning where there's like 8 different fucking production companies, and half of them are Chinese is one of those.
And you're like, this must have had a hard time getting off the floor.
A24 passed on this one, so.
But the funny, the like interesting part it's not the movie. It's just that when I went to the subtitle option, because like some Chineses are being spoken, and Krista is like, I want to know what the Chinese says, and I'm just like, I don't think that's an important part. You know, sometimes you have background people just talk. And so she went to the audio option, and apparently there's an audio description, I think is what it's called, on Netflix. Mm-hmm. So it becomes an audiobook.
Yeah, the same thing's on Disney.
I didn't fucking know that exists.
It's on Disney Plus because people would, like the people looking for Easter eggs would watch like an episode of The Mandalorian and then go back through it. Like nobody knew the names of those big kind of battle droids that fucking shit. Chicken Man from Breaking Bad had. God, this is a horrible. Fucking Giancarlo. What's the name of his character?
Esposito.
Yeah. Anyways, those big robots he
volumes.
had. Nobody knew the names of those, except if you listen to the audio description, it says the so and so's came out of their case and blah blah blah.
The Dark Troopers.
Dark Troopers, right? But
Yeah,
what's the name of the guy?
Oh, I don't know the name of the guy.
God damn it! How do I not know this?
But the Dark Troopers, because the Dark Troopers are from a game.
Yes, but,
You know?
but like they weren't named. That's what I'm just saying. Yes,
Yeah.
so that is something.
But I mean,
that's
it's cool
available.
that they have like. I mean, I just think it's a nice feature to turn movies into audiobooks for people who either can't see or are actually like us who's working on some shit.
Yeah, I didn't
like
think about using it like that.
let's say we're vacuuming while watching a movie.
Sure, because that's the best. That's the best,
time
ambiance.
to watch
It's a great
some.
movie to
Best
vacuum.
ambiance. Well, I mean, I know you. You know, are you actively watching this, or is this on while you're doing some other hobby thing?
Usually just while we're like dinner,
I got you.
or we're like doing some shit and it's on in the background.
Hey, speaking of dinner, is your renovation done? Maybe I missed. I wasn't here.
It's been done.
Maybe I wasn't here that
Bobby
week.
and Laura actually came last week to look at it.
Oh, interesting. You happy with everything? Is it everything?
Did you like? Did you like it? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I like it. It's good. I watched really bad, but this is bad. I'm upset I wasted my time watching the series. 6 episodes.
Oh, that's got to say something. Because you watch more trash ass shit than anybody in my life.
I don't think. I think most of what I watch is at least passable.
Dude, you just watched Escape Plan 2 because it's the only one of the 3-part series you hadn't seen.
Well, hang
Yeah,
on.
but I don't say they're good. But it was fun.
Let's get to the pinnacle here. What are you saying wasn't good?
I think it's a high production value. Cinematography is it's Polish,
Okay.
not slasher,
Okay.
but has a slasher guy in it. It's a serial killer.
Cross genres, if you will.
Forst, Forst, Detective Force is the name of the series. Don't fucking watch it. It's awful. But yeah, it's about this detective named Force who is trying to throw off this.
Oh, I thought it was like a group of people. Detective Force. That's what they call. That's what they called cops in Thailand. Was
Detective
Detective Force. Yeah.
Amazing. But the whole show was pretty interesting, pretty engaging. It got me intrigued. By the time I got halfway through episode 6, I'm like, is this a long last episode? And look at the time. It's like, no, it's got 20 minutes left. They have not explained a goddamn thing. And at the end of it, it wraps up. They hurriedly explain some shit and with a super unsatisfying ending. And I'm just like, it could have been something. It looks good. And it was a complete waste of 6 episodes of my time.
Hate that.
And then some people were like, maybe second season they'll like explain stuff, or like, because it's set up for not necessarily a sequel, but like there's open ending that leaves room for a second season. I'm like, I hate it so much, I'm not going to. And it's not that
Lost a fan, Forced.
I'd rather watch Forrest Gump, which is much better.
Yeah, it's a good
spend my
film.
time. It's not that because the ending is
Jenny's a fucking cunt, though.
yeah, she is.
She really is. She's the worst.
Forrest, but he might not been who he was without her.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's true.
You know.
That's true.
But 2 things can be true.
Yeah.
I'm not a smart man, but I know what love is.
Yeah. It's fucked up.
Yeah.
But I've watched plenty of things and stories with quote unquote bad ends or not happy endings, and I'm perfectly fine with that.
Same.
That's nothing wrong with like the ending itself. It has to be a good story with a good ending. That good and happy is not the same thing.
Did you ever watch No Country for Old Men?
No, it's a cow poker guy.
What's the most you've ever lost on the toss of a coin? That's
I watched
that's
a lot
fantastic.
Of, a lot of
that I'm sorry. That year, that was, in my opinion, probably the best year
Of
for
movies.
for movies. It
yeah,
seems like
nomination.
it felt that year was notable.
Yeah, that shit was good.
It was that. It was There Will Be Blood, which is fucking phenomenal. There was.
I drink your milkshake.
I had to explain what fracking is to somebody the other day, and I used that because that's what that is.
I thought it was a Hillary Clinton thing.
fracking. No,
Fracking
fracking's when Bobby drills a hole
Yeah.
and goes under to your house and steals all your oil. Yeah, that's what fracking.
I thought she was like being shat on for supporting that kind of shit back in the day.
And one more movie from that year. I don't know if you guys have ever seen it. It's called Michael Clayton. It's got George Clooney in it. It's kind of a thriller.
Yeah.
It was very strange it got nominated, but it's a phenomenal movie.
Yeah.
I was in the film industry at the time.
Oh, dude. Shout out.
Yeah, but so this show is not bad because of unhappy ending. I grew up in Asialand, like where half the movies have sad endings. So that's just the fucking
Sad beginning and middles, too, if you ask me.
Love can build a bridge.
Fuck. But that's when I asked you a question about it. Or both of you didn't answer. Something happened in the show where they're, we need a Bible because the detective thing, there must be a fucking code.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, oh, fuck, we don't have a Bible. And she's like, yeah, why would we? And I told her, there's no reason to. For most of my entire life, there was no reason to, but for a majority of it, there was one. And I would bet that there's one in most
For the majority of it.
people's houses have a Bible in it. And she was like, I bet Bobby don't. I said, I bet you Bobby does. And that's why I asked.
So
I've read it.
I meant.
I mean, I've read it too, but
But
you
I mean,
have
like, I think I have all the books I've ever read. It's not many. They all fit up there.
except for those. You didn't read those. The
Except
Coruscant
for
Nights.
Coruscant Nights.
I'll be honest with you. If I have one, I know exactly where it is because it's with a bunch of my basically old shit from when I lived in my parents' house a million years ago.
But it's likely that you have one.
There's a strong chance. I said something to Kelly. She said, "No, why would we?" And I'm like, because I think I might have had
See,
one.
I think the Bible's great.
Greatest story ever told.
No, I mean, it's up there. Top 5.
But to say
Top 5 sci-fi
and
fantasy.
you can also any hotel you stay in,
Right. That's what I told you. I think most.
and you can take it, and they put a new one in. That's why it's there. It's there for you.
They
to
do
take.
that with towels and toothbrushes.
No,
and
you're not
faucets.
supposed to take the towels or
Well,
the
you're not
faucets,
supposed to,
or the ice bucket.
You take one and then replace it. That's how it works.
I saw a funny
You read
video.
that
It's-
fucking Bible once in a while, Joe. You wouldn't be taking these towels.
There's an iron, the ironing board, the microwave,
The safe.
the sink,
This.
the worthless safe. Yeah.
But yeah, I assume most people who are not super ethnic or like second generation, like immigrants, would probably have one in their house. That's just my guess. It just feels right. And
You think people that aren't first, second generation?
the people who's been here, people whose families been in America for a while.
I mean, I think people's family. But I think a lot of people's families come here. Definitely come with one.
yes, but
Also, I have the whole Bible on my phone just whenever I want it because I'm sure it's out there. But I don't have it. I will see if I have the physical book. I'm pretty sure I know where it is.
let us know if you have a Bible in your house.
Yeah.
With,
I mean-
just now, randomly think like
These
no, I don't
comments are
think
gonna
I
be
think
wild.
things about it.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Like you said, you use it to read. But like, when was the last time you opened it?
No, I read it
A long time ago,
So
right?
I bought it. I read it.
And you have it.
And I have it.
Yeah.
The same way I bought and read
Any of these books.
Yeah. But I mean, I think the Bible's dope. Like, I think it's, I do. Like, I do. I think it's great.
Have you tried the sequel?
The Book of Mormon.
Yes.
I read that too.
How
I got that bullshit out of here.
You don't have a copy of
I
that?
didn't like it.
It's one of those sequels aren't as good as the original.
Well, I mean, so many,
Shout out to the Book of Enoch.
Yeah. I mean,
Book of Eli. They're gonna have a
I
TV
didn't
show.
say Eli. I said Enoch.
I know, but Book of Eli was a good movie with Denzel. And
I don't-
who plays the same character?
That was a
except for-
great movie.
Yeah,
It was a great movie.
I got some cat oil. You want some cat oil?
Cat oil is just like lip balm.
Just like
Denzel, I think
the same character.
I think the movie's trash.
I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it.
Gary Oldman's in it, bro.
He is. And actually, it was one of the first movies that Gary Oldman was in that I didn't enjoy.
Wow. Well,
But also, Mikey Shoulders ruined fucking Denzel Washington for me, so that might have something to do with it. Because he's the one that exposed it.
They're the same guy.
Same guy in every fucking movie.
It's fine if the character calls for the same guy. I'm like, fine.
Yeah, but I feel like it rarely does. It's like, yeah, I'm from New Orleans. Like, you don't sound like it.
Froggy Fresh.
I was born in London.
Froggy Fresh of the Christmas song fame has a song about Denzel Washington.
Does he? That seems on brand.
And believe it or not, that guy's making music now. It's not good, but
yeah. I mean, he's been making music for some time, some would argue.
Well, he stopped for a long time, but now he's just making these awful love songs.
But there's going to be a Book of Eli prequel TV show.
Oh, I bet there is.
It's coming. It's like recently.
I don't have any doubt that this is happening.
Yeah, that they're capitalizing on a movie that was good literally 10 years ago. I mean, that's interesting enough, I guess. What do you think about people who frame people for crimes, knowing that, or not even necessarily crimes, for something they know they didn't do? Do you think it's as bad as whatever the crime is itself?
No. No.
But for example, what's the serial killer? It's like, okay, you know, like, you know this guy is not the serial killer, but the chances are you can probably frame it on this guy to be a serial killer.
Yeah.
Like,
so that circumstance, I would say yes.
Yes.
Rape is another one where I would say yes. But like, if it's like, I'm trying to think of something like somebody dropped a stained somebody's carpet by accident,
and you frame somebody else.
Them. It's fuck. It's not right, but it's way worse for the person.
Yeah, minor discretions.
Actually, you know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. It's
okay.
It's like it doesn't always. It's not always equal.
Because usually, the severity of the crime.
Well, we're talking about crimes, not staining carpet.
No. I mean,
okay,
it's in
vandalism.
general.
Okay.
In general, just like a wrongdoing.
Yeah.
Like something at work, something
something
got fucked up at work, and you're like, "Oh, that guy did it."
I think it's a matrix, and I think the more severe it becomes, the more equal it becomes.
That's probably right. Yeah, I agree.
See, that's why I need to bring questions to this table,
and that's all I got. Because
that makes sense to me.
Because I immediately went for like the worst possible, like a murder or something. Bobby's over here talking spilling fucking wine.
But it can be like stealing.
What you been doing? Like Bobby, stealing wine?
Like not that you even committed the crime, but like. That guy didn't take that $1, but he's an easy scapegoat. But like, yeah, that guy took that $1.
Yeah.
Some people do that.
Yeah, no, it's fucked up. It's never right.
Yeah,
it's never a good thing.
Because like being blamed for something you did, I'm sure most people have had experience in your life, great or small, the infraction. But like, it's an awful feeling.
Yeah.
To like be guilty of something you didn't actually do.
Yeah. But prisons are full of innocent people.
Nobody's guilty. That's a Shawshank quote. Nobody's.
Right there.
Yeah.
Watch animes you don't care about. I watched the last 2 Fate anime series, which is a game I play.
2 Feet?
2 Fate.
Oh, 2 Fate.
Fate.
A big fucking deal. You know what I mean? We just brag about everything now, huh? 2 hands, 2 feet, motherfucker.
Not everyone does, though. That's the problem.
I know. But you don't rub it in their faces.
No, you just
unless they pay you.
Look who's got 2 feet.
You just give them a hand.
Hey, some people will pay people to rub their feet on them.
Well, that's different.
I was working with the coworker this week, and
you knew a guy. You knew a
Well, yeah. Yep. And I don't remember. It was something to do with like he shoots skeet or something. Not skeet. There it is.
Something him and I have in common, if you know what I mean.
So he was like, I take a picture of where my feet are and where I want to be, and I said, you got to charge for those, bro. You can't just take wild ass pictures of your feet and not charge for them.
Yes, it's true.
Oh,
free feet pic.
Speaking of which, I forgot about something that happened.
Nice,
because I got a feet thing too.
Well, it ain't about feet.
Okay, so go ahead. I'll bring it back to feet.
Let's say you're in a. I was at a dealership, a tractor dealership. Let's just say it's probably
John Deere.
I can't elaborate any further than that currently, Joe.
Okay.
And it's an open house kind of thing. They're doing some training or something. It's a giant place up in Pennsylvania. Uh-huh. And I come out of the bathroom, and there is an Amish man wearing what you'd expect an Amish man to be wearing. Mm-hmm. The hat, the beard, the overalls, the barn coat. And he has 2 boys with him that are dressed exactly alike. And I'm afraid I looked a little too long. Just because it just totally caught me off guard.
Have you never been to the market?
It wasn't the market.
I know, but you've seen them at the market.
I've seen them, but yeah. Well,
Not in the
if an
wild.
Amish guy's standing right here, all of a sudden, are you going to just look at it probably a little longer because it doesn't actually seem?
What are you doing in my house?
I don't know. People wander in here all the time.
That is true.
You're like, oh, hey, we're looking for it. But
Hey, grab a seat. This is Jim. you guys are gonna love him.
I mean, you've done stranger things to us.
This happened.
So I don't know. I felt bad. I told my coworker who actually lives in that part of the world is like, yeah, they probably didn't drive here, but they paid somebody to drive them in the car.
Uh-huh.
So I'm like,
you just need a horse and buggy outside?
no, not in that weather. But anyways, I felt bad about staring at the Amish man.
It's less rare for me because the Amish market, and also like I worked in the place where the shoulders are extra wide because they have horse and buggies.
Oh, what
Down in
exercise?
Southern
do they do
Maryland.
what shoulder exercise gives you the wide shoulders?
The lateral raises. Lateral raises are very good. Overhead presses, wide grip, pretty good.
My shoulders hurt already.
So back to feet.
Always.
So I had this bright idea the other night. I'm thinking about redoing my kitchen counters and stuff, right?
Oh, nice.
Keeping up with the Jones. I mean the
Joses?
the Longses.
It's got pushed back on the back burner because I looked at like what it's going to cost and everything. I was like, no. Anyway, I say that to say this. I was like, well, I had this bright idea, right? I'm a thinker, and I was like, man, I heard there's this thing called Feet Finder. I was like, Laura, you got them long ass toes. What if we put you up on a Feet Finder account and start making some money? And I'm a freak, so I can have you do all sorts of shit that I'm sure these motherfuckers be into. Peel a banana with them bitches, and you know what I mean?
Yes. There's
Step on a tomato.
Anyway, turns out Feet Finder's like a big ass fucking scam. Like it's a big fucking racket. Like all the people on there are like paying a subscription fee to create on there.
Oh,
No,
wow.
Then you have to have subscribers on top of that
To make any money.
No,
Correct.
all you need is a Fansly on OnlyFans and put feet pics up. People buy it. Like, there's no reason not to. It costs you, like, honestly, it costs you nothing.
Yeah. Anyway, it was a funny night. And I was like, man, I'll have you. I was like, would you go outside and step in some mud?
It's funny, you actually looked it up though. You were serious.
Yeah. Well, I looked. I was like, well, because the joke started like taking legs.
like, ha.
The joke started. And then I was like, man, and then I led to a rabbit hole on YouTube where I was watching like testimonials of people who had a foot account or whatever, put their footprint on there, if you know what I mean. And yeah, it seems like it's a fucking scam.
Now on OnlyFans, you can make money. I have many acquaintances on there nowadays, and they make money for even dudes. Well, we know Dai was here. He makes money on there.
There you go.
But yeah, so the two fates, not the 2 feet.
Yeah.
For the people who know what I'm talking about, Babylonia was by far the best. Solomon is great as a love letter to Fate fans, like with all the cameos and stuff. Camelot was good, but not as good as I want it to be. That's my review for the series. It's one of my top series that I follow. I wouldn't say it's like the best thing ever, story wise, but love the character and it's just an engrossing world.
Gotcha.
Speaking of Transformers earlier, I did watch Transformers Beast Wars last night.
Oh, did you?
Because
Are you okay?
Okay, it's
Do you need
it's
to talk
not
about
good.
it?
No.
Okay, the problem is, right?
Here we
The
go.
problem is, I liked it more than I wanted to.
Oh, okay.
Like, it's like at the end, it's like, man, I wish I'd hate it more because it was bad.
I didn't hate it. It was just bad enough where like I was like, I'll never watch that again.
It has some good robot action.
Yeah, I mean that's. I guess. I need so much more.
If you're watching it for the robot action, it's got plenty of it.
To me, all that's icing on the cake.
Yes.
I just need that cake. I need that sweet morsel, Jerry.
It didn't seem like
Morsel.
it seemed like a much younger Prime, if it's Prime at all, the personality wise.
Yeah, well,
it doesn't seem like the mature.
Well, because it's still before the Bay films.
Okay, but like it seems like a much younger in terms of their age.
Because they were there in '84, right? So like,
Yeah.
No, you're right there too. That he
Like,
should be.
we're talking about like.
But I think they're trying
talking
to.
about Million Year War.
But they're leaning into it. Like this is
Like he seems like a much younger
yeah.
person, where he should be age wise about the same.
I think there was one bit of exchange between Primal and the Bird
Airazor.
that I was like, that's what I'm looking for.
There are good parts. That's the
It was
thing.
like it was like
I like the Beast.
Hold on. You're telling me there were some pretty good parts?
They were going good parts.
I don't know if I agree with that.
I don't know that I did either.
But there was a good part with when those two were talking, because it actually started developing both of their characters. You know, and like that's what I've been looking for with this franchise since 2008
Yeah. And I don't know. It could have been better.
or 7, whatever year it was.
Whatever the fuck it was. It felt like, I don't know, man. It feels like it could be good.
Yeah,
Like it has it has the ingredients of something that could be good. And it just did not.
I think you could say that about all of them, except for the 5th one.
You know what we should do? We should make movie posters like they used to with quotes on them. And then, like, what did you say?
It could be good.
I watched this on an airplane and can't ever get that time back. Although I was on an airplane, it doesn't matter.
Great movie to vacuum to.
Yes.
Bro.
Is it good enough?
Good enough.
Good enough.
If you like Polish slasher movies, it's okay.
It's fine.
But yeah, good robot action. The robots look better overall. They look more like G1 a bit, and also like they just more defined shapes, especially to their faces.
Yeah, there's no Doritos.
Less
Yeah, the
shards.
designs are better.
I will say the designs have gotten
100%.
better on the
Also,
G1
but like
style.
but Jazz is Mirage now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just like Starscream is what's
Blitzwing.
Well, they already tore Jazz apart, although nobody would probably
that
care
happens
if they
before
did.
that though.
Yeah, you're right. Fuck. Why did they do that?
Well, no.
He got torn apart in the 90s.
Oh, right.
As a
No, but
Pontiac.
he arrives to Earth.
as a meteor.
As a
Yeah.
Pontiac Solstice.
Yeah.
Remember, is that what that car was called? That little sports car?
Couldn't tell you. Couldn't tell
Gotta
you.
look it up now. Pretty sure that's what it was.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Pontiac.
And I don't know why every time Wheeljack shows up, they make him some douchebag.
I know.
And he's not a douchebag in personality
At
or
all.
in alt mode.
Yeah.
He's a fucking cool ass,
Ferrari.
like rally car.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Anyway, I didn't regret watching that one.
Okay.
Even though it was not good.
Pontiac Solstice.
But I also went in
There you
knowing
go.
that was going to be bad.
Right.
And I still liked it more than I wanted to.
Perfect.
And last thing, it's just a weird thought.
Okay.
Because
No, these are my favorites.
I had a dream, right? That's neither here.
What a month to have it in.
I have dreams all the time. That's neither here. Or
You're a little early.
Fuck! I just got. Are we there yet?
Well, we had a birthday.
Oh,
Yeah, we had a birthday.
it's going to be.
But we had MLK Day.
Oh yeah, that too. Yeah,
I had a dream. It was an awesome dream.
But-
people in the park playing games in the dark. What they played, it was a masquerade. This is your boy, your bathroom boy.
Oh, don't call him that.
See? Well, you got a lot of bathroom boys.
Bathroom
Hey,
buddies.
you. No, let's not use that word.
but like Inception put it, the movie,
Mm-hmm.
like put it in the public consciousness because people I don't think about that much. That everything that happens in your dream, the environment, the place you're in, the buildings, the people, everything's just you in your own mind, in your own creation.
Mm-hmm.
It's just you talking to yourself. But sometimes they feel really real to me.
Yeah.
Once in a blue moon.
Yeah, for sure.
Right? It feels like I'm talking to somebody else. Like it doesn't feel. Cause a lot of times I wake up, I'm like, yeah, that's something I would fucking make somebody say back to me. But sometimes I wake up, I'm like, I feel like I'm talking to somebody else.
Oh, I feel like I always feel that way.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
That's rare for me, but even more rare.
Oh,
What?
better character design.
Fuck. Flex.
Yeah.
But a rare handful of times, this was one of them. Like I think off the top of my head, I can only think of three times when I wake up and I miss that person. Like there's a longing, like they're gone, like forever, and it's just, it feels like I lost somebody. Like I woke up bummed, like this person is gone.
Are they usually randos?
There's one rando before this person that I just woke up as a person I don't know. Like it's a real life person.
But
Like,
you don't know
physically, but I don't know this person.
Right.
I've never talked to this person.
Got you.
But
Got you.
my brain assigned them a personality.
Right. I've
But
had
like,
that too.
It's bummed. Like I miss them. Like, bro, they're not real.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know.
Yeah, well, that's you. Get in
I don't
touch
know
with
if that's
yourself.
I don't know if that's just like a me thing or if anyone else had that experience where you miss
No.
a fictional person that you made up yourself.
No, I can't say that I've had that, but I've had fuck, man, that shit was just about to get on and popping. I need to get back to that fucking dream, you know,
That's
like,
usually what happens,
I
yeah.
can't get back to it,
No,
you know.
can never try to get back to that.
But no, I've never had anything different. And sometimes it's not even like on some sex shit. Sometimes it's like I'm just having a great time,
Right.
You know, in the dream, and I want to go back and continue my
Right.
fun.
It's like this is oh man, this person is like
Or whatever I'm doing the event. I'm at a fucking party or something. You know what I mean? Like I'm
like a
enjoying
BotCon,
myself,
something
or
like that?
maybe a BotCon. You never know. You know what I mean? But I'm somewhere. You know, enjoying myself. It could be, you know, a friend's house or whatever. Like it's just I'm digging the vibe, dude. I've had plenty of fucking times where I've been at like a toy store and like going down the aisle and it's like fuck, like they made these, like when did Black
Yes.
Series make these?
Yes, yes, that happens a lot.
You know,
that actually happens a lot, and I get disappointed.
yeah.
I'm
You
just
wake,
like,
well, so I usually wake up and for a second be like, I can't wait to go fuck with them, and then I'm like, fuck, man, not real,
Not real.
not real,
Fake.
fake. The toys, they're fake.
I don't remember
Fake-
my dreams. very
Fake,
often.
you know, fake toys.
My wife will wake up and try to explain her dream, which it's almost impossible to explain your dreams to people. Like I mean,
You have to rationalize
right?
it.
But what you did was fine. But you know, you didn't go into the hairy details, right? That you remember,
So to speak.
I might remember, like I might something might jar me awake, but it doesn't stick with me. I don't know. Maybe that's just.
Well, you
how
have
I
to.
process
That's
it
if you
out.
want to. Some people like when they want to. When as soon as they wake up, they will try to process it right away to put it into memory.
I try
Now,
to.
I have a couple dreams that haunt me that I had years ago.
Like zombies.
Well, no, like I'll tell you one of them. It's really fucking weird. Like I remember as a child, we lived in Tennessee. Mm-hmm. We had me and my brother shared a room. We had bunk beds. So Knight Rider was the big thing. We love Knight Rider. And in Knight Rider, there's like a semi at one point, like an evil semi truck that comes after him.
Mm-hmm.
That I had the craziest fucking dreams about that, like so vivid. Like I remember so much detail, but apparently I fell off the top of the bunk bed, landed, and just kept on sleeping during this dream.
So you crash in your
Yeah.
sleep. so it felt so
it
real.
just sticks with me. It's so strange.
I had
So
this
you remember it then?
I remember that specific thing from 40 years ago.
I had this reoccurring dream as a kid. I think I've spoken about it before. I'm pretty sure I have. But like, it was probably like a 50-foot section of train track, and there were two sections of, let's say for the sake of argument, two sections that were both 25 feet each. And where the seam was on those two, the land was split, and on the right side, it was like dark skies and volcanoes that were erupting and no grass,
Like
rocky
Mordor.
terrain, like Mordor. On the left side, grassy, blue skies, birds chirping, et cetera, et cetera.
The Shire.
And there was two trains that were connected, two engines that were connected at the connection point, but facing opposite directions.
Oh shit.
And I would go up, and I was horrified by like the train in Mordor, for lack of a better term. But when I would go up and talk to it, it was like very kind.
Oh, the
like,
train itself talked.
yeah, it was like very kind and like mentoring and like a coach almost and loving, you know. But the white train was a fucking asshole. Like screamed, yelled at, carried on, like, you know, called me worthless and all that kind of shit. Like was fucking ruthless. And I don't know what it means, but I think
That's super meta.
yeah. So I think as like when I'm not sure if this is accurate, you know,
Yeah.
who am I? But I think it's my mom and my dad. And my dad looked scary, but he was cool, you know. And my mom looked friendly, but she was fucking horrifying, you know. And I think that, and they, you know, they're connected,
Yeah.
you know. And
That makes sense. That makes sense.
That's super.
I was waiting on the punchline, to be honest.
no,
That sounded like a great setup for the joke.
You're the link in the middle.
Yeah. So I had this other one. This wasn't a reoccurring one, but it was like one that I always fucking remember. And I've forgotten details of it. But I was like on some, like, somebody invited me to like a trip, like almost like a retreat to like this cabin, like in the mountains. And like I went, a bunch of buddies went, like we all went up, and I think there was some religious shit going on there, but like,
Cult?
yeah, but it wasn't the main beat to it.
Okay.
It's like it was gonna be there, but it was kind of like, if you're getting into it, cool. If not, that's cool too. You know, there's gonna be plenty of other things to do. And like one night, I like heard this like creaking, and I like got up out of my bed and I went down into the basement. In the basement, so the house was like what you would expect for like a cabin house to be, like modest, right? The basement was like the size of a fucking huge warehouse, like an Amazon warehouse, right? and it was filled with women breastfeeding, and they were all rocking on a rocking chair in unison.
That's pretty
That's
fucked up,
creepy.
dude. Thanks for sharing your trauma with us. I now will be horrified by rocking chairs and lactating women for the rest of my life.
And then the wall started opening, and all these like spiders came out, and I like ran like not like big spiders, like just little average sized spiders, but lots of them. Like we're talking about a quantity thing here. But yeah, horrifying.
To get into Bobby's brain.
Yeah, don't do it. Don't do it.
It'd be a whole TV show.
And just every time you think about my brain and getting into it, and you're weighing the pros and cons of it, just remember this is the stuff I speak about.
All of us are probably
This is
that
the
way.
public stuff.
That's it for
That's
you.
it?
How was yours?
Okay, so I got a few things. Not too much though. So I got a couple family stories. I talked about the snowball fight last week.
Yeah.
Okay. So the only thing I really have is I went and saw a buddy of mine that I hadn't seen, my buddy Danger, who I hadn't seen in over 10
Yeah,
years.
you've been seeing a lot of people recently.
What's up,
Yeah.
Danger?
So I've been like, and doing little pods and like kind of documenting like their life story and stuff.
You
And
took your portable with you?
yeah, so the portable, that's where I needed the portable.
Good dry run then.
But anyway, yeah, so to speak. But there was, the last time that we spoke was, it was before Selena was born, and and then we had a falling out, and then it wasn't cool or whatever, and there's ups and downs to it, and for whatever reason, I think I reached back out to him around like 2021 or 22, and I was like. One last attempt. Like, look, man, like, this is how I feel about you, and I don't feel any beef towards you. And, whatever. And he wrote me back, like, pretty soon after. I was like, me neither. And then we just started kind of talking a bit. And before you know it, I'm in his house down North Avenue, dummy. But I mean, we had like a conversation and kind of like, reminisced on a fair amount of shit, but then also like, said like shit and like how we felt about shit and, what went wrong and what went right and shit we took accountability for and shit that we got apologies for and gave apologies to and very, very worthwhile, like, I know it sounds, I don't mean this in the trendy way, but like a very healing moment of like two friends that had spent a lot of time together.
Yeah,
And,
it's good.
yeah, it was cool. It was very cool. A lot of laughs too, and more to come, I think. And that's really the only thing that I have to talk about. I have two family stories. One, so Jaina is in Spanish class, right?
Who are we in?
Yes, and she is like, she's been taking it for some time now. All of her classes are advanced classes, so this is an advanced class as well. I think she gets to go to Mexico or whatever, like as like on the trajectory that she's on, like that class gets to go to Mexico or whatever. Anyway, so she is texting my father-in-law, who's Spanish, right? He's from Argentina, and carrying on like a Spanish conversation with him. And then she's also saying it to us too, but I'm like, I can understand a little bit of it, but I'm far from
Fluent.
fluent isn't even the word. I'm far from operational.
That's fair. That's fair.
But
My problem is they talk so fast. I just can't process it.
we're also having a bit of a game with it. Like, can I decipher what she's saying and stuff like that? And all of a sudden, Leia has had enough, and she's like, "Can we stop saying this? Just this. I want to speak in my language, please."
Oh my god.
Who's she voting for in the fall?
I gotta tell Gomez. I'd be like, I'm gonna make a note of that.
So I should speak Spanish whenever I'm around your daughter just to see what she
Yeah,
says?
test her out, test her skills.
Gotcha. Oh, I was talking about Leia just to annoy her.
Oh, yeah,
just both.
either. So the next one, it was some shit that had me fucking crying. So Jaina was like, sat down with me one day and she was like, I figured my sense of humor out. And I was like, really? And she was like, yeah. She said, not that I don't find other things funny, but just the things that I find the funniest. And I was like, what is it? And she was like, it's when people explain hyperbole. And she was like, let me give you an example. So this guy walks into the room. He's as big as an elephant. Now, he wasn't actually as big as an elephant. Or like, did you see so-and-so's room? Like a bomb went off in there. Now, a bomb didn't actually go off in there, because if it did, the Red Cross would have to come out. They wouldn't be able to stay in there. The stuff would be destroyed. We're just saying that it's so messy. It's as if a bomb went off. And
Yeah, I can't have that 30 seconds back, man. You know that, right?
dude, and
That's great.
had me crying with that shit. Like, just kept going through it. Like, it's as cold as ice in here. Now, it's not actually as cold as ice, because if it were, we'd all be dead, because it's far too cold to live, and But it was so fucking funny, man. And then the other kids started getting in on it and shit, and it was great. But the baby, like, when I laughed at the first one, the baby started laughing like crazy too, and I'm looking at her and I'm laughing, she's laughing more, and then like I wrapped up laughing and she looked at me and she's like, I don't get it.
At least she knows how to play the game. That's half of it.
And that's it for me.
Didn't watch nothing? Didn't do nothing?
No, I did there was something else I did recently, but I can't remember if I already talked about it or not. Was it a podcast or so? It's like I did something. I went somewhere.
This guy.
Yeah.
This fucking guy.
Well, I mean, we believe you.
Yeah, shit's happening in a blur.
Time definitely elapsed.
I feel that way too. I feel like I can't stop time. Well, I'm not trying to stop time, but it just seems like everything's going faster and faster.
He's a supervillain.
I mean, if I could stop time.
If I can turn back time.
Oh, I got a question for the group. Did you ever make your own superheroes when you were a teenager?
Oh, yeah. I don't remember them.
None of them? Who was your favorite and what was their powers?
I wasn't super. I made up sneakers.
Okay.
I drew sneakers, like made up my own Nikes and stuff. That's what I was busy doing.
Okay.
It was in middle school.
Okay. Not mine too. Mine too.
Boner Champ, was either of them called Boner Champ?
No. Crazy Nuts.
That's his name?
What was his name?
Yep. Because he was crazy and he was nuts.
I get it.
I don't think he was I think he was a supervillain.
A supervillain?
He just went around fucking. I guess it's kind of like the Joker. He has a big old smile on his face.
Okay.
Always happy, but it's always just fucking stabbing people. And he was really good at it. And once he gets started, you can't stop him. I think that's a superpower. Like once he starts stabbing, he's like the Juggernaut but stabbing.
Yeah. There's a DMX line that's similar to that. It's like,
I can't stop stabbing motherfuckers.
yeah. It's like they're screaming, he's already dead. No, I'm still stabbing.
Yes. Oh man, what's wrong with me? I was like fucking 11.
So I created many, but
Almost a whole comic book's worth, you could say.
it's true. My favorite character was a female character, and she could stop time for very limited amounts, like, and it was super straining, right? So she couldn't like just stop it indefinitely. But while she could, like, everybody would freeze, and she could kind of move around, and have at liberty. And her name was Time Out.
Time out.
Time out.
Come on, G.
You need to sue JoJo. JoJo as a character.
Oh, really?
The world. Did you ever see a meme? Because the world is there's two characters superpowers that they stop time for 10 seconds.
Oh my god.
Oh,
And
God. Okay, now I understand.
You understand?
I understand some of what these people at my house talk about now. I didn't realize that.
Yeah. So 10 seconds is your limit.
Wow.
But you can do a lot in 10 seconds. So to speak.
Yeah. No, I agree. Like, and a lot of times it was like little things that you could do to have a huge impact.
Oh, yeah.
And then it's like a long story, but she had a brother, and like the brother could kind of move around in that, but she didn't know that they were brother and sister, and one of these deals. But
I'm stuck in time step, bro.
yeah.
Tragic.
There was some Hasbro reveals this week. I don't know if you caught any of them, but I only bring it up because
the Droidekas. Finally.
That
was
shit.
the only thing on my mind.
Hasbro.
Yeah.
At the end of fucking Beast Wars, that's like the G.I. Joe guy there.
the what?
That was random.
Oh, he handed the kid the G.I. Joe card?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I was like, really?
for the shared universe.
Is this? Are we going to have a Transformers G.I. Joe crossover next?
Absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely. I mentioned, so there was two. There was the Transformers thing where they showed the tidal wave. That was like a bit ago.
That was a good video.
Thank you. Like, and
Because
that
it wasn't even about the toy. It was about
it's the business.
about the
Yeah. And then the other one is all the Star Wars stuff, which is Like the Droidicas are great, right? Like I'm loving.
Can't wait till they're on
What
sale.
now?
Yeah, the little the bally rolly
Oh,
ones.
super
No, they're not super battle droids because those are the ones. That,
Oh, the jacked one, but with the one little gun.
the skinny little. They do always miss leg day.
They're super jacked for no reason. They don't
ones
even
from-
punch
Oh,
things.
dude. Oh, that's the wrong one. Fucking shit. Okay,
It works out.
Kind of like that rhythm a little bit.
hold on. Let's find it now.
Me too, so radical, Barnaby Chopper Chower.
But it's I don't know. It's cool. It's cool. It's a deluxe. Not sure I understand why, but it is a deluxe, so it costs more.
These guys.
Yeah, no, they got the force field, and you have to
Yep.
put the grenade underneath of them.
It's a deluxe. It doesn't come with a force field, which I also think is some bullshit.
Which should just be a clear plastic ball you can just put over him.
Correct. Shouldn't be much to add in.
They're like iconic.
I agree.
They're not only
$35
yeah.
a piece.
$35 a piece. Yep. So
They do have a. Of course, by the time this comes out, people have heard it, but I believe this Wednesday there's a Transformers HasLab reveal.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what it's going to be. But.
so a buddy of mine has a theory.
Oh, theories.
Yes.
Hang on. Based on my worst 5, is it going to be Broadside?
No.
We
It's in-
got
I feel
tied
like-
away.
I feel- yeah,
no.
they're very similar.
All right. Let me find because he just. Okay.
I'm betting wrongly that it's going to be a Devastator's gift set. That's my hope. It's not going to be that though.
Okay, so here's also not sure if you saw, but the HasLab stream announcements for Tuesday all but confirms the RID Prime and Magnus rumors.
Oh, the guy that I like, the
Yeah.
handshaking combining guy.
The background was based off the combination sequence, and there was a weird lumpy bit of text in there which said "Fire up your engines."
Wait, is this a new item coming out or a repackage?
Yeah, this
would be a HasLab.
The HasLabs are all new stuff.
I wonder how it compares because the old one is pretty fucking good. Like that for what it is was really good. Well, it was $60 each, $120.
That's the thing. Like I saw something today. I don't remember.
That thing's worth a lot still. I think.
Could be.
There's I think Fans Hobby is making. It's that space shuttle from like the Energon series. It kind of
they're digging into that.
Yeah, they're going deep into that
Ball of
crap.
wax.
People seem to be loving it.
Yeah, I think
Because as time goes on, some of these
somebody's
fans.
G1.
Yeah,
yeah, it's just a smaller and smaller sect of people. You know, because I don't feel like any
But
aside from the Bavers.
Yeah, but I think a lot of people that just like Transformers are buying that stuff too.
Yes.
Not just people
Yes.
that.
Yes.
Know.
Agreed.
Like,
But at a certain point, those figures were pretty fucking good. I'm like, how
Yes.
much better is this going to be?
Exactly.
Or maybe it's a thing where this is cheaper to buy this new version
Than the
just
old
to
one.
Dig up the old one. Or maybe the plastic didn't hold. I don't know.
It does. Well, I mean, I just got rid of mine recently. I don't know if it's one of your boxes or did I sell it somewhere else, but it held up. It still, the two things combined and they still stay together. It was really well engineered. It was just like the show.
By the way-
that's why I don't think they can do any better than that.
Both of your Devastators are now in England.
Oh, you saw them both?
I sent it with Cody because like I think you had like
I thought you were going to keep one and give one to one.
Well, you had like 1.75. It was like almost. So I think some of the combining pieces were missing.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, you know what? Just you want to display it in both modes? Here, take it. And he took it on with him. So
That's cool.
shout out to Cody for taking all the.
At least it
every
goes.
Devastator.
I just want them to go somewhere where somebody appreciate it.
I got a Devastator recently. I got the
Which one?
I think it's the New Age into the line. It's like the weathered version of Devastator.
Oh yeah,
It's pretty cool.
yeah. They've
Got
been
a nice presence.
They've been going crazy with repaints recently.
I feel like if I were to buy Transformer nowadays, it would probably just be is it Toy World that does the new Baber stuff? That stuff engineering is. I mean, just for the like engineering toy aspect of it is fucking phenomenal.
I mean, there's a lot of companies doing just Bayformer stuff now.
I mean, whoever is Challenger.
That was Unique Toys.
Yeah, but, unique toys. Like I think they have the lockdown,
Yes.
and I saw a Megatron from the last night.
So that one sucks.
That one, does it suck?
That's the one that turns to the oil rig.
No. The one that turns into a plane.
Oh, God.
That's one that turns into a plane.
That oil rig. That's speaking of dreams waking me up.
I can see the trauma in your eyes from that.
Yeah, dude. There's been some rough ones recently, like that one that this movie Prime I just looked at not too long ago. Alien Attack did it. Alien Attack did the oil tanker.
Okay, they also did Dino, which was
Yes,
yes,
and that sucked too.
yeah. I mean, the engineering was great, but it's made of shit plastic,
plastic.
and it's like more like a model kit than
Yeah.
a toy. It's like it could have been good if it was manufactured properly.
Yeah, I feel like some of these companies are going out of their way to make unenjoyable transformations.
I think it's the only way they could do some of these things well, because it's super fucking impressive what Unique Toys does for me to turn it movie accurate.
But they weren't nightmares.
Right? Are they still? Because they're still making them. I think. Because I
think
see them
they
on
might
my
be
feed.
coming back and doing something now.
Peru Kill, was that the name of that?
Peru Kill, yeah,
That was the lockdown, and that transformation was a walk in the park and phenomenal.
And Challenger was good. They did a hot rod too, I believe. I mean, there was a lot of them.
Yeah.
And anyway, if I were to still buy high-end Transformers, I think I would go with that, because at least from one company only, at least they would scale together and they look good.
I'm really digging this 3A. Is it 3A or 3.0?
3.0.
3.0 shit.
The non-transforming guys?
Yeah.
The smaller ones, like the G1 stuff,
the
or the
MDLX.
Yeah,
I'm really digging that stuff.
Those Seekers look great.
Yeah, they're $130 a piece.
Yeah, and the side swipe fucking.
Oh my god, that looks fantastic. I mean, I got down the Bumblebee and the Primes and messed with them the other day. I actually ordered the Gold Prime. I love gold. It's like limited.
Golden Lagoon one?
It's from no, it's from, what are they?
Lucky Draw.
They used to do that. It's something
Yeah,
it's like
yeah.
a limited run or something.
So you enjoy chrome flaking everywhere.
Bling bling.
They also have Ramen Toys showed off.
They need to show off that fucking car I paid for a year ago.
Which car?
The quote unquote Ghost Rider car.
Oh, yeah, that thing. That was a year ago, huh?
And I'll tell you, I said a long time ago, and I've told people this out loud. I don't know if it's on here. I said there's a market for.
Yeah, you said it on
There's a market for 12 scale vehicles that don't have all those bells and whistles.
Yeah.
And
They just have to look the part on the shelf.
it's just got to literally be the body and make the doors open. And they're doing like the 18 band like that.
Yeah. But they're doing they just showed off a Rax from Mask. So I guess they're doing a updated one of those.
I did see that another company.
I bought something from them too. I bought the Gloria vehicle.
Oh,
Gloria.
well, I did see that those cars are in production. He showed some picture from a production line.
Yours?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, good for you.
Well, thanks. I'll let you know how it is.
Yeah, keep an eye on mine. Will you?
When so they're putting out a Brave Star figure, and
Yes.
somebody else is too now.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. And I heard some nasty Super 7 news recently.
Oh.
I heard that Super 7 lost the rights to both Disney and Silverhawks.
Oh, that's
So I know they lost.
Oh, because of the Silverhawk Tabasco.
Tabasco sauce, the Silverhawk Tabasco sauce, which the company owner did not give them the rights to use it for.
it had metal flakes in it.
Yeah.
The Disney. What I heard was they're not going to make any more Disney properties, and I almost guarantee you it's because the amount they were selling versus the cost of that license. They may have just decided not to do it.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, if you like, I say this all the time, but like, if you look at one of those Super 7 Disney figures, hopefully one that can keep their head on, and compare it to that $25 Jada Toys Chester Cheetah, the Chester Cheetah blows them out of the water.
Yeah, I'll tell you, I've gotten two of those
hilarious.
Street Fighter Jadas, and those are fucking great.
They're great.
Like somebody, I think I said last week, I felt like I owed somebody money when I played with it. 'Cause
Yeah.
it was $25.
Yeah.
Those are really good figures.
Yeah.
Chun-Li's thick as hell.
That's the way it
Rightfully
should be.
I know.
Rightfully so.
So are you going to make the video about the layoffs?
Yes.
Because remember, I did say when you were talking about layoffs, and I was like, they were laying off people from Wizards of the Coast and like D&D and Magic, and you were like, you don't think so? I'm like, I think they are, and that's the division, and that's the division that's making the money. That's like, that's like fucked up.
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird. So they're making the money, but I also think there's this element of COVID, right? So when COVID hit,
Oh yeah, people
all the gaming shit went specifically through the roof, right? Because you could sit around for hours and have huge campaigns with Dungeons and Dragons,
Magic's never been not popular though.
No. And I'm not to say that Dungeons and Dragons hasn't been either. I'm not saying any of it hasn't been popular. It's just that like once people were locked
They had
in their
the time
homes
to do
and
it.
they were looking for something to do to pass the time at home, a lot of gaming shit went through the roof. Not just the higher end kind of more strategic gaming, but I mean fucking Monopoly and shit like sold like fucking hotcakes. While just something for people to do inside. And then I think that the fucking company based their projections
And they will continue to pay that
off of that year,
Well,
and that's an unfair year to base projections off of.
Hopefully they'll. I mean, as time goes on, they're going to
The
project.
pendulum will swing
Right?
back.
And they're going to base it off of the year prior, which is not as good.
No, and-
they can't be like, well, 5 years ago we did this. Well, no, last year we didn't. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And honestly, with so much product ending up on I'd say the last run, I don't. The last stop of retail being at Ollie's or Ross, and you're seeing $7 Marvel Legends and Black Series and GI Joes. I think what'll happen is. And you might want to pre-order some shit over the next couple of years because you might not find it otherwise. I think their production is going to, their direct-to-market sales, I think are going to be very slim. I don't think, maybe a Target used to get 2 cases or something. They're going to get a case now.
Yeah.
So
just because they're not going to produce as much.
I agree with you 100%.
But at the same time,
because the beef is with Target. Target's going to be the one to beef. Because I don't think Hasbro necessarily cares where their shit ends up.
As long as they sell it.
Well, it gets paid for. But my question is
Target, who's got to send half of it over to Ollie's
well,
and
that's
take
the thing.
their loss.
I don't know how all that works. I don't know where that Ollie shit comes from. I don't know if they're...
I think it comes from...
Because it's assortments. It's not like... Or it'll be all the same figure. Like it'll be a Rogue figure and they'll have 70 of them.
Right.
Right? Like the Ollie's close to us. If you need a Rey 3 3/4 action figure from the last 2 Star Wars movies, they got you, my boy.
I'm your man.
They've got... I don't know, dozens of those figures.
Yeah, but I think that they're when the chains start buying less, that's when you're going to see production runs tank.
Yeah,
when the chains start buying less, you're
for right. So I did buy a deck of Magic cards pre-order because I said I'm not buying. Because I'm not supporting, I'm not buying Hasbro products anymore unless it's something actually a good product. Otherwise, I'm buying singles, which is secondary market of specific cards I want.
Right.
So they're selling a Cats and Dogs deck, which it's great.
Wow.
Got new art.
I don't know what
it's
that means.
well designed. This, how Magic is got pictures. It's like
they're just cats
and dogs.
Oh, literally cats and dogs. I thought it was a metaphor or something.
Whole deck built around cats and dogs because cats and dogs exist in Magic. There's all kinds of creatures: dragons, lizards, fucking rats. So they built a deck of just
rhinos.
Right. Fewer of those, but yes. So I bought it. It was like I got the notice for it while I'm driving, and I thought, let me pre-order this while I'm driving because I'm just driving. I'm not doing anything, just driving, ordering. And then I ordered it, and then I got home and I was like, maybe I want to order the second one to keep in box because sometimes I do that with collector's item. It was already sold out. It was released that day, sold out that day. So I didn't know at that point because I found out now they changed the way they're doing business starting this year. So this division, much like HasLab, Pulse or whatever, it's called Secret Lair, which is something that Magic the Gathering does. It's direct to consumer.
Pulse, yeah.
It's you can't get it in stores, and it's always good reprint, special arts, all special edition cards. Sometimes it's 5 cards, unreasonably priced with $60, but people will buy it.
Right.
So I think a lot of companies are doing that. Jazzwares, that makes AEW figures, they're doing what they call the Jazzwares Vault, and it's just going to be limited run stuff that's not going to be at retail at all.
This
remind me to come back to wrestling.
Oh God!
So this started several years ago, and it happened once or twice a year, and it's always a special event when it does drop. And when the past recent year, they've been dropping 4 plus sets per month. So it was like 100 sets as of last year, and I think people had enough of that shit.
Right.
But it was always print to order, so anyone who wants it
could get it.
You can get it as many as you want. So now
as much as you want.
This year, they have not had... This is the first and only, and we're almost in February, first and only Secret Lair they have announced and sold, and it's not print to order. It's, we printed this amount, get it or lose it. So, I'm not sure what happened there. That's a huge shift in business.
Business practice, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. WWE just got bought up by somebody?
No.
He's
Did you like the story?
Yeah. It hit my radar.
Last year, WWE sold their controlling interest to a company called TKO, who is owned by Endeavor, who is the probably top 2 agencies for talent in Hollywood.
Oh, I thought TKO was the equipment guys. There's an equipment company.
It's actually a boxing term. Means technical knockout.
Yes, they also sell boxing shoes. It's a brand called TKO.
So TKO also owns UFC. So all that transpired last year at some point. There's a lot of Vince McMahon sexual misconduct allegations that came out around the same time. So we're like, I guess this is going to sell. I made a bold statement. Let me find my screenshot here because it was one of those things that holy shit, I can't believe that actually happened.
Pinkerton's crazy. That's what Pinkerton's right.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go. Let me find it. So, and it doesn't matter. I posted like in our little wrestling group we have that, and it was a year ago. It said, if the WWE sales, Rock the Dwayne Johnson will be involved in some capacity. Mm-hmm. Last week, Rock the Dwayne Johnson became part of the TKO board of directors.
Yeah.
And also got given the trademark The Rock. It's his trademark now.
That makes sense. I mean,
own your likeness.
it's like the Beatles wanting to buy their records back from Michael.
Yeah, 100%.
But wait.
Mine now.
Own your pub.
But wait. Sorry, guys.
You. It's you. Who are you talking to, Mike? You. It's Christmas.
My God. All right. So WWE's TV rights have been up. Like they've been negotiating, So like SmackDown has been on Fox for like the past 5-6 years. It's moving to the USA Network.
Okay.
NXT is on USA and has been for a long time. It's moving to the CW, which probably sounds like, why the fuck would they do that?
Yeah.
If you have an antenna at your house, you get the CW. So there's
That's how we used to
potential for
watch
them.
wrestling.
Right,
Like
exactly.
Fox was WWF, and
So Fox is
Channel
a broadcast
20, which
channel.
is the CW now.
So they're moving their I'd say SmackDown's probably their flagship show, maybe because it was on Fox. They moved it'll start being on USA. So Raw, who it's been on Monday Night Raw, has been on. It started on USA. It went to what was TNN at the time, Spike, and then it came back to USA. It's been on USA forever. So there was a lot of speculation, like who's going to pay for this? It went to a streamer. Have you heard about this? WWE Monday Night Raw, starting 2025, is on Netflix.
Wow.
That is a big fucking deal.
That's what I heard.
Live? Is it live?
That's what I heard.
Is Netflix doing live events now?
Well, I mean,
Because they don't.
I think they've done some live stuff.
Have they? Okay.
I know, like Amazon has Thursday night NFL football, so the possibilities there. I don't. And you think about they had their own app and stuff.
And Netflix is raising their subscriptions.
I wouldn't imagine.
I think they're going.
They always do.
No, yeah, but it came shortly after this announcement.
So the interesting part about it is Netflix. Part of this deal is they got the global rights to the product. So anywhere else in the world. All right, let me back up. WWE right now, if you want to watch any of the WWE network, quote unquote, and I do that on purpose, it's on Peacock. If you have Peacock, they're going to have different tabs, and one of them's the WWE tab. And there's I don't know how many thousands of it. It's everything they've ever done, everything WCW, ECW, Smoky Mountain, St. Louis Wrestling, you name it.
Right.
They own it, that content, and they built this library. In the States, it's going to be on Peacock. That's also where you watch what they call now, they're not pay-per-views anymore because you don't buy them like that. It's a premium live event.
Okay.
So, for example, Saturday night is the Royal Rumble. You guys ever watched the Royal Rumble match? It's where every 3 minutes somebody else comes out. Yeah.
I thought that was when everyone have to throw people off over the top of the rope and the feet have to hit the ground.
That's the exact same thing.
Okay.
Yeah. And it is probably my favorite WWE event just because it's so random and chaotic. And they actually do a women's version and a men's version. What was I going with this? Peacock. So everything's on Peacock in the States. The rest of the world right now still has the WWE network. So you can, a lot of people use a VPN just to use
VPN
but
is a thing.
Netflix now has the global rights to everything. So outside of the States starting 2025, if you live in the UK or you live in Australia or you live in Japan, you'll have Netflix and everything will be on Netflix. The catalog and everything.
Good deal for them.
Yeah. So all that happened. And then yesterday, it comes out that Vince McMahon is being sued for there's a lawsuit, sexual harassment, trafficking. Sexual misconduct.
Wow.
And
that's ambitious.
I'm not going to go into the weeds. If you want to, please feel free. It's fucking disgusting. It is absolutely disgusting.
It's surprising. He seems like
It's got me thinking that what the fuck am I doing associating with anything that anyone would have done? It's just...
Well, that's all goes back to...
He basically whored this girl out to other people in the company and used her as hey, if you sign a contract, here you go.
And I feel like awful. That's like not even... I don't know. Just being predicate on my ass, it feels like it's not would be a rare thing for big companies.
Yeah.
Right?
Here's what happened.
Where's the list? Isn't the fucking list? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
with that list?
Epstein list.
Yeah.
So that came up on the show where you guys were on assignment.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
what's shocking to me about that list, I'm going to say it again. Big ass list.
Stephen Hawking.
We're not we're not hearing a whole lot of people outside of the people that we kind of already knew, right? Like the fucking Clintons or whatever. Like, you know, like the Hawking was the shocker.
Yeah, that was the meme.
Oh baby, and like and like
Fuck.
As a Family Guy pull. But like, so like, it makes me think like, fuck, man. And I don't know. And I think only part of the list was published, and they published the other part of the list. It's like, tune in next week. But like,
Same time the aliens were cited.
dude, talk about it, man. You know what I mean? And you know how the aliens speak?
Me too, so radical fun of Chapa.
But I think
What
that
if they pull up and they're just,
hit that on you. They just pull up in the spaceship.
Me too, so radical fun of Chapa.
They learned English from watching American television from the 90s.
But either the other part of the full list hasn't come out yet, or the names weren't that shocking.
so I think that, so
Or
here's,
it's taking too long to sort through it all
Yeah.
for the jokes to come out yet. Because when the Hawking joke hit, everybody and their mother knew about it.
Yep.
so the way I understand what was revealed is it's like, if your name was mentioned in passing in this, in like he had a meeting with so and so,
Right.
He had a meeting with Gambit from the X-Men,
Right.
Well, now he's on the fucking his name comes out. What? I mean, would Remy have done that? I don't think so.
Because there's two
Sherry.
because there's names that are just in the document, right? That are just like he had a meeting with, and then there's like who went to the island.
The island of Dr. Monroe.
Yeah, and Hawkins rode up, so to speak, on the island.
Well, they had some sort of science conference there, but who knows?
Science conference.
Science and
But then it also says you liked them young and shit. Like,
I
But
don't know.
anyway, I was
Anyways.
saying I'm not surprised if men in power do this kind of
It's
thing.
disgusting. It like makes me. I heard about this yesterday, and I watch these same guys on YouTube every day, kind of a wrestling thing. And like the dude, like they're all goofy and they wear suits and ties just as a joke. He's like, "Hold on, I got to take this costume off." And like they normally play a little background music. He's like, "This is gonna be a very serious 20 minutes.
No joke.
Bear with me." And he, there are no jokes. He's always. Dude, I was fucking furious. I'm like,
But that's
who was this?
Vince McMahon,
But-
and John Laurinaitis, which is his right hand guy, and then Brock Lesnar's name. His name's not mentioned, but there was a contract negotiation with a WWE star that was also a UFC heavyweight champion. That narrows it down to one fucking person.
So that also goes back to the long time argument, or not, or preference of artist versus art. Or like when it comes down to supporting a person or not based on how bad a person, quote unquote, bad a person is, right? Like sometimes you just different people have different thresholds. Some people have no thresholds, like Bobby, which is fine. It's not a judgment call. Some people are like that's I enjoy the product. I don't give a fuck how it comes. The product speaks for itself and it's good, right? But for some of us,
I struggle with Tom Cruise a little bit. Other than that,
yeah, for some of us, the line varies on where
Right.
I can't just knowing that my money is directly going to this guy or supporting this guy, I just fucking can't.
Right. I mean, and there's been so many things over the years, like just things where people are like, yeah, I'm really not supposed to say anything about it. Obviously, the 70s and 80s, it was wild. There's no telling. But the fact that it's happened during the pandemic, and like, you're a fucking billionaire. Go buy. I mean, if you
But that's
want,
what billion.
it's
Because
it's
he's a billionaire,
trip,
he can
man.
do that because he's a billionaire.
So what happened is,
I mean, you're in most cases you are above the fucking law.
Yeah.
well,
unfortunately.
here's what happens.
Until you're not.
So he paid her the agreement was you sign an NDA, I'll give you $3 million. You never say anything about it. He gave her $1 million. So he broke the terms of this contract. Now that money came from that was how this whole thing started, as an accounting error, because he was using company funds to pay off these people he was abusing, essentially.
And NDAs in celebrity relationships are very common.
Oh, they are. They are.
Like a dime a dozen, because like you don't want some.
Well, like if you let's say I go home with Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
I'm going to sign an NDA before we go past that door.
100%.
And if not, she's a fucking idiot, or Lil Wayne, or
because
I was going to say Puff Daddy, but I don't know if
because you don't want to. No celebrity wants to wake up and see in your stories that
a picture of you asleep.
that Taylor Swift likes when you come on her feet.
Right. I understand NDAs.
It's potentially crushing, crippling to the brand.
I understand NDAs, and the concept of it, I understand all, but like I don't like how sweeping it is.
Yeah, no, I agree because there should be a criminal element that supersedes it. I 100% agree.
Just because we have that in doctor confidentiality. Doctors aren't allowed to say shit unless some motherfucker's getting hurt, right?
Right.
Then you have to say.
Then you have to. I mean, responsibility. I agree.
There should be no reason why NDAs cover criminal activities. Yeah.
I agree.
So I mean, I'll be honest. Most NDAs are it's literally a form off the internet. They're in court. It's worthless. I'm signed to a couple NDAs. So if I murder somebody,
I'm signed to one.
Yeah,
like that.
I know, and you and I are signed to that one.
Every now and then, I have a little laugh about it to
me too. But
just because of the circumstances,
right? Saying that to say,
we don't have people sign NDAs come on the show.
We got to I got to get a printer.
What boggles? You don't have a printer. There's like $12 dollars now.
Pinkerton has like 12 of them in a stack in the corner of a room.
But it won't work. It won't connect to my Bluetooth though. So every time I use the printer, I got to plug it in.
Really?
Yep.
It should work. It should work through your Wi-Fi.
Oh, whatever. It doesn't work. I got to plug it in.
I think he didn't set it up to enter the network.
So Laura did it.
Okay.
I would just blame her then.
But yes, NDAs.
Easy.
NDAs. They're
and
it's kind of like
awful human beings in power.
It's kind of like that permission slip form that you sign so your kid can go to the zoo or whatever.
Mexico.
That's worthless. I had a school principal tell me, "Oh, this is a joke. If you wanted to sue us over your kid getting hurt on the school bus, sue it. I mean, there's nothing we can. That's garbage,
dude." I have this story. I don't know if I've ever told it.
But I think, let me wrap up.
Yeah, please.
The wrestling, that's kind of where everything's at. And I'm interested to see how WWE, because WWE or TKO hasn't made a statement about this yet. So I'm anxious to see, because he's still on the board of fucking directors.
Right.
And it's written that he either dies or commits a crime, which he hasn't committed a crime yet.
But he's getting money. I know, I know we haven't eaten Papa John in several fucking years. Because of that Papa John shit. But like Papa John's isn't even there anymore. We're just fine.
Shaq.
But now we're just
Jerry.
Better pizza.
But we just used to Domino's now. We used to always have Papa John's.
Real quick, just like we talked, like the rhinos, like there's like all these like inside jokes that like you have in these relationships in your life, right? Where like it has no humorous context like outside of it, you know. But what's funny is when I got back together with Danger, like some of them started coming up again, like these little inside jokes that I haven't used with fucking anybody else in over a decade, and like this one in particular. There's a song, Jay-Z's The Black Album was supposed to be like his farewell album. It's supposed to be like his retirement album.
It worked out.
Yeah.
Just like every other retirement.
Just like every other retirement. But like the last song on the album is called The Last Song, right? And at the end of the last song, it's just him talking, and he's like reminiscing about events that have taken place throughout his career, and he's like, you remember we were at the pool party and the dog pissed on homie's leg, and you did this and you did that. It was, you were there, Tata was there, this one was there, that one was there, Emery was there, whatever. So anyway, I've forgotten that Danger and I always did that whenever anybody started talking about events and started naming people who were there. They'd be like, yeah, Chris was there, Joe was there, and we'd be like, Emery was there. Like, and like it came up naturally, like again, like it had me fucking crying. You forget these like little moments and things that you shared with people throughout your life that only mean something
in that
specific context. I was going to share this one story before I get to questions. Just it made me think of like preferential treatment, I guess. I was in high school. There was a significant brawl that happened that I was adjacent to, and somebody was really hurt in it. Not on my side though. but somebody was really, really hurt in it, and he had to have like surgery and stuff. Like it was rough. Well, he was later seated in my bus seat, and we didn't have assigned bus seats.
No one ever had assigned seats, but
everybody knew.
Yeah. But we all sat in the same spot the whole fucking year.
Yeah.
So the next time we had the opportunity to get on the bus, I made sure to get there early and claim my seat again. It wasn't the best seat in the house.
Yeah, but
it
your
was
seat. Yeah,
it was your seat.
And he said to his girlfriend, he was like, I guess we'll just have to figure out somewhere else to sit. And I was like, or you can have some more surgery performed on you. It's your call. So he went to the principal and he was like, I feel in fear of my life. It's a traumatic event, blah, blah, blah. And the principal, vice principal, called me into his office and he sits me down and I see paperwork on his desk. This is my day, right? This is a threat to somebody who was really, really hurt. I know it's over. I've sat in this room before, not this room, but rooms just like it. And he's going on his tirade, right? And I'm like looking down. All I can think about is my dad's going to send me to military school. It's over. This is my last chance, right? And I see this set of flags on his desk. And usually it's the Maryland and an American flag shaped in an X. Yeah. But it's the Italian and Cuban flag. And there's a lot of history between those two countries. And he pauses for a minute. And I look down at it and I'm just like, you Italian? And he was like, no, I'm Cuban. I love Italy. I love the culture. I love, and I was like, oh, I was like, my grandmother on my mother's side is from Italy. And he was like, do you know from where? And I was like, yeah, it's like this little town. And he had like a map of Italy on his wall. I get up out of my seat. I walk over. I was like, it's this little town. It's outside of Naples, supposedly. I'd never
You're
been.
making this up?
No, swear to God.
Okay. No, are you making up your...
Oh, no. Yeah. So like, I'm telling all the
life story.
Yeah, I'm telling all the stuff about it. And he's like, no kidding. He's like, oh, I would love to go. He's like, I've been, but I was in North Italy. We did this and that. And he was like in the food. And I was like, oh, no, we're talking. And then like, he's like, his whole demeanor is changing. Right. And he's like, look, have a seat. And I was like, have a seat. He sits back down. He's like, look, I think this was an isolated incident. I really do. I really don't think that you meant anybody any harm. You seem like a nice enough kid. And I was like, yeah, and he was like, look, I'm going to say this. You can't talk that way to people here. You just can't, especially people who have gone through what this other guy's been through. You can't talk to them that way. And I also want to say this. I'm only responsible for the things that happen here.
In the building, yeah.
If something happens outside of here, who am I to get involved?
And that brings up a good point.
But,
like, how many times do you hear people, well, I called the school because he got bullied at the bus stop. They can't.
Yeah.
You can't do anything about that.
But that's just a tie. Like, it's the rules are only the rules until there's these personal connections, and you things are used to your advantage. So anyway, he was Cuban, by the way. I should have said that he was.
You did.
Okay, good.
So I will tell you that strategy you just used to get out of that is a great sales technique.
Yes.
You're in somebody's office and you're like, oh, is that you and your wife on your Harley? Oh, do you guys go to Sturgis? Oh, man, I've always wanted to go.
Right.
Just, oh, yeah, it's a great time, Whatever.
Yeah.
It's all about finding one thing you can.
So much of it, for me, I think, was survival.
That's
like just being in these spots and being like, man, how am I going to get out of this? Anyway, we do have a couple questions.
Hey, if they do want to send questions,
well, we can plug it.
You can email us at nerdrageradiomail@gmail.com.
And there were no more notes?
What?
There was no more notes. That was it?
No, just the one.
Wow.
Yeah. So Billings writes us, and he says, hey, pals. Joey.
Yo.
If you haven't already talked about this in your Nerd Week, disregard email if you have. Well, it's too late, Billings, because I don't read them.
You can't get a live reaction.
I was curious if you've checked out the new game Pal World.
Oh, I know of this.
If so, what do you think of it?
Right
and
now.
where do you land on the whole plagiarism/IP infringement outrage by Pokemon fans? I can't put the game down. The second I get the kids to bed for the night, I've been on it. Love, peace, and titty grease.
I am...
what's it called?
Pal World.
PAW?
PAL. Like your pal.
Like buddies.
Yes. Buddy,
Chums.
Buddy World. So,
Buddy
it's
Booth.
super popular right now. They have sold in... They're still in early access, as most games are nowadays. They have sold as many copies as Cyberpunk in his entire lifetime. Which Cyberpunk's been out for, 5 years or some shit?
3 years.
3 years. Mm-hmm. They sold just that many copies this past fucking week or some shit.
Could it be any more of a direct Pokemon ripoff though? I mean, look at the characters.
Oh my God.
Holy shit.
But they have guns and animal slavery and
Isn't that Pokemon?
that's my argument. That's I'm not a fan of Pokemon. I've said this many times. I'm much more of a Digimon fan, and I think Pokemon is as a whole concept is fucked. I've said it before. It's so what the concept is kids or people in general go out to the wild, will beat animal into submissions and put them into your ball. And then you use said animals to fight other people's animals that they captured for clout. That's it.
Yep.
That's the concept of this whole world.
Right.
I hate it.
Well, let's be honest. Most
no, it's fine.
most video
I don't
games
hate it.
are
The concept is
murder
fine,
and
but
theft.
like it is elevated to a point where I don't understand it.
That's
But
fine.
I like those things people enjoy. I hate it.
Yeah,
I hate
yeah,
people enjoying
yeah,
things.
that-
I'm a hater.
yeah,
I'm
sure,
a hater.
I'm sure
Dude, that's hate.
I have some people or one person in particular in my house that would probably love to have this conversation.
I know, like later on in the series, there's more plot and stuff, but that wasn't the original concept, and that's not what people loved.
I can
But
be the very
How do you feel about this
best.
IP?
Well, the problem is the fanboys and Nintendo / Pokemon fanboys who's like sending death threats or whatever. They're complaining about this game. And the thing is, Nintendo hasn't put out a different and or good Pokemon game in I don't know how long, first of all. So, like, I find a lot of people white knighting companies / people / celebrities that don't care about them.
Right.
And does not deserve their loyalty. And I don't get it.
Yeah, that's fair.
Right. Just like Hasbro or anything else. So why are you going out to fight for these guys who don't know you exist?
Yeah.
By the way, PETA is concerned about the cruelty towards animals in Power World.
Yeah. Just like
Make sure everybody's on the same.
Just like Pokemon. But yeah, I think it's amazing. I think it's amazing that finally, obviously, the market has always been there. If Nintendo were to have put out a game like this, an open world Pokemon game, it would have done just as well. But they have refused to change the formula in the last 30 years, and they put out literally the same game every year.
Yeah,
beat it up.
and I think like I'm gonna get back to that for just a second. I want to talk about PETA. I always mention it on the show, but the greatest thing that ever happened.
PETA Griffin.
The PETA, best thing that ever happened to PETA is that they put up a billboard in Baltimore City of a crab that said, "I'm not food, I'm life" or something.
Yeah.
And then Jimmy's, who's like a famous seafood
Yeah,
spot
Jimmy's
around
Seafood,
here, put up a billboard like the next week with a crab with Old Bay on it. It's
like right behind it.
I'm food now.
I'm food now. That's the difference. That's the difference. Well, to count.
And I wanted to say, like, you know, like, look, I don't know which came first. Forgive my ignorance, but one is true, right? But like, if Pokemon doesn't exist, probably Digimon doesn't exist.
Yes.
And you know, like,
Power wouldn't exist. then.
yeah. So like to me, it's like, you know, like I think they're not giving fans enough credit here to complain about IP theft and stuff. This, I think you're right. I think that this exists successfully as a game because there's an open spot for it, and they've taken a concept and they've added their own sauce to it.
A lot of sauce, their own sauce to it.
The same way that we all add sauce to things that have come before us, so to speak.
Like American pizza.
Exactly.
Or Italian food.
Exactly. So
The
like,
olive, the OG.
Like Panda Express.
exactly.
Panda.
Exactly.
And I'll say I live in a vacuum around this because I Mason is a huge Pokemon fan. He buys every game. He's actually this year committed to not buying all the cards anymore, just the ones he wants. And he spends hours and hours, like whatever the newest game that's out.
And the same game as the same year before and the year before. It's like Madden. Madden
right.
2K24.
So maybe that's the way to look at it's just, hey, there's new players and some new fields to play on Mason, he hunts for shinies, I guess is what it's called.
That's special.
And it just takes forever. Just
And I
finding
think,
it out.
and I
he
think
enjoys it.
if Pokemon put out a game, this would lose some popularity.
Yeah.
But they're not going to ever do that. They're not going to give
and
guns
it's not
and
just a
knives.
No.
fucking
It's all magic
plagiarism
and shit.
thing, right? If that's all it is, then you would get like Winnie the Pooh movie, whatever, fuck, or
Well, and it's just
like there's a reason. That's a reason why 5 million fucking copy of this game is sold. It's because it's fucking good.
yeah, but it's
You know what I mean?
Yes. So
Everyone who's played it says they can't put it down. I haven't played it, but I believe them.
So to go back to the bear, right? Blood and Honey or whatever that thing was called. Once again, the fear of not letting something like that get created is not giving the people enough confidence.
Yes.
Right? Because you're afraid what it's going to do to your brand. You're afraid what it's going to do to the image of your brand.
Yeah.
It came out. Most people, according to sales, weren't interested. It didn't do anything to the
A
brand.
sequel's coming though.
Yeah, but
I know, but who cares?
Yeah, who cares?
Yeah.
It didn't do what your fear of it doing did. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yes, that, and if
trust
you're-
the people. People know what's good and what's bad.
Unless-
generally speaking, few exceptions.
unless
Fast and
like
Furious.
unless it's your own fucking fault. If your IP can't stand up on its own, right? That's on you and your IP not being good enough.
Yeah.
If your IP is so good, then it doesn't matter what fucking copies come, yours will always be number one.
Correct. And no matter how bad people interpret your IP,
Yeah.
the general population is going to decide whether or not it's good or bad,
And they will know the difference.
And they will know the difference.
Yeah. So yeah, I've been very tempted to play, but I'm not because I'm like have been a life goal of mine for the last year or so to like not put more things on my plate than I feel like I should or can handle. So
That's fair.
and Final Fantasy's around the fucking corner in 5 weeks. You all won't see me for a while after that.
Paul C writes in, "What's your favorite form of potato? If you can't come up with a definite factor, you can just go with your top 3 or so."
Mashed and fries.
Mashed and fries.
Oh, he's the top 3. Right?
Okay, yeah. Okay, that's fair. So mine is Outback cheese fries. That's my number one.
Just a specific
so
fries.
specific.
Well, does it have to be a specific brand of fries or all fries?
Outback cheese
I know for
fries.
you.
That's my specific
Potato,
number one.
potato
That's
of
my
life.
number one. Number 2 is probably vodka.
Vodka potatoes?
No, just-
because it came from potatoes.
Yes.
That's actually probably pretty good.
Yeah.
Vodka answer. I didn't think that didn't cross my mind.
And then number 3, seasoned curly fries.
Seasoned
That's
curly.
just a different kind of fry. Like Arby's.
yeah.
But you don't even eat Arby's.
But I'll eat the fries.
Dante hates up Arby's.
Yes, I will definitely not eat with Dante around because he might smack the mascot.
He will smack the shit out of your hand.
I'd say
All fries, man. Fries are generally good. There are definitely variations of how good fries are, but I don't think I've had a fresh fry that I did not enjoy.
I don't want to offend any of the other potato types when I make this list, but I will say crinkle cut French fries.
That's one of your favorites. That's old school right there. I feel
Dude,
like.
think all those little edges get crispy, man. They're great, and they're durable. Like you can get that food and bring it home and eat it, and they're not just limp. So to speak. I like those a lot.
Five Guys fries are the worst. All of the fast food fries. They're just potato strips.
I don't think they're the worst.
What's worse than like the fresh? We're talking about fresh. We're not talking about limp old fries. We're talking about like, if you just get them out of the.
I don't know, man.
So to me, Royal Farms fries are the worst.
Well, it's a
I
fucking
haven't had
gas station, bro. What do you?
It still counts. It still counts.
they
It still
got good
counts.
food.
It counts. Their chicken is fucking on
Their
point.
chicken is fucking
The
good.
potato wedges
The
are good
TVs
too.
tell me that. Oh, the JoJo's. That's what we call them down south.
Rodo.
If you go to a gas station down south and they have like a hot bar, and they'll have fried chicken and they'll have potato wedges, but they call them JoJo's.
You also have po' boys and stuff subs, right? Is that you guys?
That's a New Orleans. That's a Cajun thing.
But yeah, the fucking the wedge fry is my least favorite fry.
You don't like potato wedges in general?
I won't be anywhere near them, Joe.
Have you had the highest one?
Like a quarter of a potato.
Yeah.
No, that's too big. I like.
I'm not in steak fries. My next
That's
least.
Oh, see, I like steak fries.
Because potato wedges usually are like some kind of batter on it, which makes it good.
Now, did I say that the wedge fry was the worst form of potato?
Maybe.
Okay, if I did, I take that back. Sweet potato fries are the worst.
I don't know
I
if
like-
you count
I like sweet
that.
potatoes, but
I think that's a different creature.
To me,
but I also think
I
you're
view
wrong.
sweet potato fries the way you view Belgian waffles.
Oh,
Sweet potato
they're not real
fries.
fries.
They're not real
They're
fries.
Not real fries.
No,
They're
they're
something
sweet
else.
potatoes.
I think-
Listen, hang on. Do you think someone's trying to pull one over on you that it is a potato?
No, they're trying to tell you it's
They're
better.
trying to
Okay.
pull one over on you that it's a fry.
Yes.
Oh, well, it is a fried sweet potato.
They
But they
call it
should
something
call it
else.
something else other than fries.
Call it something
I agree with you.
Really?
But I also
Okay.
I
Wow.
also
I
think
love them with mayonnaise.
an
They're great.
imposter fries imposter is the waffle fries. It's not a real fry. It's more like a fucking potato chip or potato wedge than a fry.
Depends on where you get them from.
Yeah, I like that. I do like the Chick-fil-A ones. I can't
Those
lie
are
to you.
fucking baller.
They don't seem like they
but-
don't feel like fries to
But
me.
nobody eats the last one in my family.
Oh, just the skin?
The butt piece where it's like where there's no holes in it.
Yeah.
My daughter loves like the end crispy, like the burnt ends.
Yes,
of the,
I like those.
Actually, I forgot about something. Here's my favorite potato presentation in edible form is my mom's twice baked potatoes.
Oh,
so
twice.
basically, you get
It's like mashed potato at that point, right?
You get a baked potato, you hollow it out, you cut it in half, you hollow it out, you make mashed potatoes essentially. You put it back in the shell and then put cheese and shit on it and bacon and then
Sounds
bake
great.
them. And they're fucking fantastic. Every time my mom and I are going to be near each other, I was like, please.
Go ahead.
Bobby hates the skin in his mashed potato.
That's also true.
We also don't like mashed potatoes
but
in
I don't
general.
like mashed potatoes in general. But I like mashed potatoes. I hate myself. All right.
At least you know. At least you fucking know.
I like mashed potatoes aesthetically.
You know they use those for ice cream.
Yeah.
Well, on posters. You can't take pictures of ice cream.
I don't
They
blame
use
them.
mashed potato.
I don't blame them. They look delicious. Like when I see people, especially people that like really hook up their mashed potatoes, like make the little pool and pour like gravy or something, or butter or something in it, and then there's like some seasonings on top and stuff. And I look at it, I'm like, that looks fucking delicious. And then I eat it, and I'm like, gross.
That's how
Gross.
I don't think it's gross, but that's how I feel about popcorn. Popcorn looks and smells much better
I
than
love
it tastes.
popcorn,
I love popcorn.
but I feel that way about ribs too. Those are the only two things that I love the way they look, hate the way they taste.
We're forgetting something important here, Joe.
What?
Scattered, covered, smothered,
Hashed.
diced.
Bro. All
Bro,
kinds of
that's
hash.
close. So,
Well,
so mine's
I-
Waffle House. My mom's twice baked and crinkle cut.
It's fucked up, but I love fucking McDonald's fucking hash browns. The fucking patties.
Oh, they're so good. So greasy. I can't eat them anymore.
Or
They're
just,
so greasy.
you know what they are? They're giant tater tots. I love tater tots.
You know what I love to
tater
do?
tots are amazing.
I mean,
I
who
love
doesn't
to get
love
like
that?
who doesn't love a tot?
No, who doesn't love hash browns from McDonald's specifically?
Well, what's
Yeah.
my favorite thing to do when I don't eat breakfast very much anymore is to get like an egg McMuffin and
you put it in
throw
there.
that bitch on it.
Yeah. I get two. I get one to eat on the side.
Charlie on that shit too.
And one
Charlie's
in the
doing that.
sandwich.
Yeah.
Bro. But like, no one's talking about potato chips. The top three should be potato chips, fries, and
Oh man,
potato chips,
See?
fries, and mash. Those are the three like
so if
top
I'm doing,
potatoes.
so I did 2 fries. So if I'm doing different forms, I'm going fry, vodka, chips
Okay.
in that order.
Yeah, I replaced the vodka with a mash.
I'm happy with my choice.
Vodka is. I've been drinking more.
I've been drinking more
recently.
vodka lately too. I've been drinking Tito's and Cran.
It's
Cran.
it's sneaky.
Yeah.
Vodka's sneaky.
So I will tell you,
Vodka's
like,
sneaky in a way that other liquors are not.
vodka's sneaky and like I don't know what brand you're drinking, but
Belvy. I
the
drink
Tito's, like you can barely fucking.
Yeah, I drink.
taste
I
it.
drink.
It's
I drink
That's
it.
why it's sneaky.
I've actually gotten
No, that's not why it's sneaky. It's sneaky because like usual intoxication is it's a walk, right? You're headed towards the finish line.
Yes.
Right? And you're walking at this pace as long as you're drinking at the same pace, right? It's a heartbeat, right? And it just goes and goes until you reach the. So vodka is like this. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, it's like the whole. It's like they put all the shots or mixed drinks or whatever is sitting in your stomach and being processed, and they let a few out, and the rest are hold, brothers, hold. Now
It's like the alcohol version of edibles. That's how it feels
Yeah,
like. Because
yeah.
edibles is always like, I don't feel nothing. I'm just eating brownies. I don't feel nothing. And next is like, what is space and time? I don't understand.
Elmo is a glove.
So I will. You say you've moved to vodka from primarily wine. I mean, I know you're still drinking
Orange
wine.
crushes.
So the and you know this obviously, but the buzz you get from wine to me is completely different than the buzz you get.
Agreed.
From wine.
Yeah, it's different.
Agreed.
It's different kind of poison.
But I mean, I get capital F fucked up off vodka.
Okay.
I think that's why people drink vodka, though.
And it's also low calorie and stuff like that. Like,
Oh, that's what I'm always looking.
no, but that's not why I'm in it either. But I'm just adding
Yes,
one to
yes.
it. And the
Vodka, cranberry juice, and a shot of lime, and I'm good.
Just boof it.
What's that?
What? Just when you put things in your butt, bro.
No, thank you. But
Next time
One
next
shot
time
will
I'm
do
at
you.
a work,
But I
work
get
One
you.
shot in the ass will do you, bro.
but I
I'm
guess
at a
you,
work
you don't have
event,
to
I'll
you don't have to worry about the calories that way.
Yes, you do. It still absorbs. Hello.
Oh, it does?
You just don't have to worry about.
So
you don't
if
like. You don't like the
cut my
taste.
arm open and like pour the vodka.
You don't like the taste or the burn, or like you don't want a stomach upset, and you just want immediate effect. You just alcohol up the ass. People do it with coffee too. People love coffee,
Hey.
coffee enema.
You know what? It don't taste that bad.
That's right.
It doesn't feel that good either.
What? Oh, what?
Than putting things in your butt.
I think we view it differently.
Potato, potato, sweet potato.
There you go.
With that,
Just don't put the potato up your ass.
with that,
You can. It just takes longer to
Just
digest.
because you
I think.
can doesn't mean you should.
be safe, everybody.
Make some vodka. Make your own.
Safe.
Make your own vodka.
You know, I'm going to say this. I don't know if people, but like on Patreon and every post that I post, except with the exception of Nerve Rage because it has like notes and shit and wine and cheese, and with the exception of shows that have notes, which are rare. I always post "Be safe."
Yep.
Yep. Thank you guys. Be safe. That's what I post. And the reason why is because when I started posting pretty prolifically, COVID was starting.
Yeah.
And that's where the
became a
be
thing.
safe.
Yeah,
And then now it's just what I do on there.
yeah.
Anyway.
It was always weird to me. Stay safe. I'm like, oh, thanks.
Yeah, be safe. Be safe though. And when I say be safe though, that means I'm fucked up when I'm posting usually. Anyway, with that being said, shout out to the rest of the Nerve Rage team. We got Phil on the notes and on Twitter. We got Dante on Facebook. We got Ricky Ticky Timber on the videos. And shout out to you guys, the listeners. And shout out to your 5-star reviews. I hope you keep posting them. And with that,
Flappy labius.
Tasty taint.
tight dick player.